Do you want to know how clever the Pokemon Company is? The Pokemon is called Lokix, and the attack is called Low Kick. Oh, oh, God, that's terrible. So yeah, we're playing low kicks. I'd say this is probably the best hit and runner in the game. So jumping shot, shuffle this Pokemon, all attached cards into your deck, 150 for an ignition. You think it'll work, but Monkey Dory and Solrock are huge problems. Crustal's pretty good, but the energy is a problem because you have to use reversal. It's just Monkey Dory, right? Monkey Dory is just such a huge problem. And then Solrock is another problem. So like I have Mimikyu, I have Klefki, I have a list with Tyranitar, I have a list with Arbok. I have the poison list. I think the poison list seems like the best. I got screwed over by prizing issues in the one test game I did. But I think this is probably going to end up being the best one. You might want to have one less ignition, one more binding mochi. You might want to go, less Hilda because it's a little much. Then Force of Vitality over Battle. It's not good. Okay, we're gonna be in for some rough seas here. All right, they're gonna run me all day. They're gonna run a train on me all day. Run you all day. 8 minutes in. But the good news is we might get to see what's going on in the 1200s. Not even a terrible pun. Not even a terrible pun. Clamburglar, are you feeling okay? You didn't give us a terrible pun. And Lena, well, yeah, we'll get to it. It's not a donk deck. We will take the donk. Are you here? Oh, there we go. But does it make your feet happy or does it make you happy feet? Because Happy Feet's a movie. Feet being happy is a state of mind. I've never told a terrible pun. Well, hey, Clembergler, I have some good news. Tentatively, next week I will do a video titled, Does Genesect Fix Mega Venusaur? And then the answer will, of course, be no, because nothing can fix that abomination. What are we, the Hulk? Because nothing can fix that abomination. Oh, right off the bat. Right off the bat, we hit a Solrock deck. Okay. And DC found, oh no, I tried for about 2 or 3 hours. And yeah, it's rough. So I think Solrock is the biggest issue. So we're just gonna sort of, okay, we got double Forest of Vitality. That's okay. Ooh, okay. Okay, this is slightly potentially not the worst thing that's ever happened to me in the history of my life. We're going to go get Dwebble and Dunsparce. We're going to hold actually, I think we put the reversal on the Dwebble just to have it. And then we go end turn. So it looks like they're going to have to put a Latias. I would assume. Because how are they retreating that Kangaskhan? So there has to be a Latias EX in the deck. I would assume that the Lucario powers up the Kangaskhan. I mean, they're here. They took forever to get set up, but they're here because obviously they have 3 Pokemon in play. And I got Crabs. No, what is this? It's a rock-in Pokemon. It's not a crab, it's the rock-in Pokemon. And Toxtricity is the rock-in Pokemon. Get it? Do you get it? I made a funny. I made a funny in my pants. Okay. So this is the main issue. Game number 1 with this deck, we run into our biggest nemesis, and I'm not talking about Resident Evil 3. It's this guy, because the whole strat with this deck is you put a Mimikyu in the active, Mimikyu walls EXs, but Mimikyu also has 70 hit points, and you're like, oh, well, just put a Bravery Charm on it. Yeah, but then how do you retreat the damn thing? You gotta put a Latias EX into play, but if you put a Latias EX into play, they just knock it out. So I do think that this is the best hit and run deck in Standard because that Exceligor wasn't very good. But the issue is just Monkey Dory and Solrock are just huge, huge problems. And I'm not quite sure. I guess we call our opponent's deck Mega Lucario? Because it's not really Lucario. Okay. Yeah, it's a Hermit Crab. That's what it's a Hermit Crab. And no, the worst night was when they conceived this card. the Lokix card. I don't know. I don't know what's wrong with that one. Okay, so they have one Hairy Mama. Do they realize? Have they realized that something may be missing here? Do you see something that could be missing here? Run you all day. Is there something that is not there? I think they probably have a Turo scenario, if I had to guess. But, you know, there's something that isn't there that maybe should be there. Okay, so we don't want to put any of these guys down. Yeah, missing no. Remember when this game had a missing no in it? And no, I'm not joking. There was actually a missing no in this game. Okay, so I think I go double nimble because I believe I have a Sacred Ash. Yeah, we have one Sacred Ash. Sacred Ash is like all you need. Yeah, that's the one cool thing about Lokix is that it shuffles everything back in. Maybe I shouldn't have, you know, done that, but, you know, we'll go Jumping Shot. Let them take the Cleffa. So they have to get a Turo scenario. That's realistically their only shot here is if they get a Turo scenario, or I guess a Penny, but why would you have Penny in a Hairy Mama deck? You know, those mamas, they get crazy for Professor Turo. Well, wasn't it? I can't remember the exact glitch, but I think there was something to do with missing no in this game. I can't quite remember what it was. You know, it was like literally 3 years ago. Can you believe we're 2 months away from the 4-year anniversary of TCG Live? That's nutso. And people are like, wait, this game's 4 years old? Yeah, the beta launched in Canada in February 22nd, 2022. So in 2 months. Okay, so unless they have a Switch, we're fine. And 4-year card select bug anniversary. To be fair, I think the card select glitch did arrive, you know, a few months afterwards. And you've only been playing for 1.5 years. Yeah, I've been dead inside for nearly 4 years. Exactly. Remember, the first week, if you go back and watch my videos, oh my God, I listened to some of the audio from some of my older videos. It's rough. But if you go back and watch the videos of like the first week of TCG Live, I was super excited. I was migrating. I was like a bird. I migrated so quickly. It was great. But then something terrible happened. They shut off code card redemption because it broke the game. Yeah, I was so young and dumb back then, but they literally shut off code card redemption because they broke the game because they're idiots. And then the problem with that, because the economy back then was much, much different. So they shut off code card redemption. What's the issue with that, you say? I think we sent up the Dunsparce in case I want to use the Crustal, because my favorite part of the sandwiches, or my favorite part of the pizza is the Crustal. Well, that's an unfortunate top deck. I think we just go for Lilies. What are the odds we don't get something we need? Apparently extremely high. What are the odds we don't get something we need? Well, actually extremely high. Okay, well, I guess we just hold the hand, because thank you. So what I should have done is I should have Hilda'd for the Dunsparce and Ignition, but I thought we were going to get a Dunsparce. And Samuels, thank you for the sub. Everyone's subbing with Prime lately, I guess, you know, for all those Black Friday deals. But we want to keep the Mimikyu a secret. We want to, you know, we want to masterfully bait them here because we have our 6 prizes. Our 6 prizes are mapped out. Unfortunately, they're probably going to use their Hairy Mama and do some things we don't like. But the reason shutting off the code cards was such a bad thing is because the economy wasn't the same way it was. Daily quests rewarded next to nothing. You know, you can thank my suffering for daily quests being improved. So you couldn't buy new cards. Because remember, the whole thing with TCG Live is that you could buy new cards with credits. When they shut off code card redemption, there wasn't a way to earn trade credits anymore. So they just completely bungled it. And I'm not talking about a bungalow, which I can afford if everyone subs with Prime today. Is you could not get new cards. And they shut off code card redemption for, I think, a month. Was it more than? It might have been more than a month. It was a long time. Okay, so in this situation, I would assume they're going to go for the Lokix. They're going to take the bait because I am a master baiter. I have Brave Bangle. I mean, I think I go for the Dwebble, right? I think I just promote the Dwebble. Worst case scenario, I just use Ascension because I put the Ass in Ascended Heroes. And I'll have my best decks preview video out tomorrow. So if this ends up being a playable deck, don't expect to see the video until like Thursday or something. Okay, that's fine. Okay. So, yeah, this is why I like the Crustal build, is because obviously Crustal is a little bit stronger than Mimikyu. All right, so let's go. I'm going to put the Brave Bangle on you. I'm going to Lilies. Because again, worst case scenario, I just use Ascension. Well, I'm going to use Ascension anyway. Okay, there's a Relor and a Rabska. That's fine. We got some Sacred Ass. That's always good. I always enjoy eating some Sacred Ass. Okay, we'll use one Poffin to get a Nimble and a Dwebble. So we're saving the Mimikyu. We're saving some things here. We essentially want to force them here. I didn't think we'd prize both. You know, I didn't think I would prize both. You know, I was wondering why we couldn't find them. That would explain why we couldn't find any Crustal, because we prized both of them. Okay, well, cool. The first game with this deck, everything is prized. Fan-flippin-tastic. All right, so, yeah. I don't even know what's happening right now. Oh my god. Okay, so here's what we do. We go for the Lokix and the Ignition. We're still in this game, which is crazy to say, but we go Ignition. I have to, unfortunately, put the Mimikyu down now. So Mimikyu goes down. They're just going to retreat and knock me out with the dude, but I can maybe win this one. We are going to INO them next turn, and we have a full 6 prizes. Yeah, I didn't think I was going to prize 3. This is why I don't prize check, because we wouldn't get moments like this. And Butthole Rising, I know, right? Redeemable ticket, but we'd prize the redeemable ticket. Okay, are they going to put an air balloon on there? Is that their whole strat? Because you'd think they'd have Turo in here, and Turo's a big, bad thing for me. Did I also prize all my Gust cards? Because, you know, those are things... Okay, so they must have a bosses then, right? They have a bosses in the discard. They got a Hairy Mama. Did they just pull a pilot? Did they just make an oopsie? Did they just make an oopsie? Oh, I think they did. Damn it. Okay, so they got the Turo scenario. Wait, okay, they're bringing up the Kangaskhan. That's fine. So they just made a huge oopsie. They should have taken the knockout with Solrock. Clearly, they're not right. They don't know what they're doing in this matchup. But I think, you know, I think that's them being nice to me. They're like, oh, you prized both Crustal? I'll give you a chance here. You know, I'll give you a chance to play the game. I feel so bad for you. All right, and then they can... Oh, they could accelerate energy if they had some, but they don't. Okay. So let's go... Yeah, Ignition Energy... Sacred Ash. Let's just put everybody back in. So yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I think I just have to switch and believe in the heart of the cards here. Because we have so much gas in the deck. There's no way we prize both Crustal, have a bad turn, and then have another bad... Are you kidding me right now? Are you serious? How is this the world we're living in? Oh my goodness. Okay, well, let's just retreat in the Mimikyu, I guess. Okay, so they will retreat off the energy. They're gonna put the Solrock to... No, the deck, this is like the matchup for this deck. We could have very easily won this matchup. we just had to hunt Solrock, and that's about it. We hunt Solrock and we win. It's just, we prize the Crustal. And yeah, Sunny
did not make my top fans in my Twitch recap. He is so fake, pass spam scam.
Yeah, I wasn't in your top 5, Sunny. I saw your Twitch recap, so if you haven't checked out your Twitch recap, if I'm number 1, let me know. Post it in the Discord or at me on Twitter or something so I can, so my Eggo waffles can get doused in syrup. You know, I can get doused in your syrup storm. Yeah, there's Battle Cage, doesn't matter. I have Worst of Vitality. Okay. This is the time where we're finally going to have something go right. Okay, I just have to get my Mimikyu. We're going to Ino them low. We're going to have Forest of Vitality, which doesn't really matter. Crap in my pants. Okay, well, I think it's too late for Pheasantipity. At this point, I think it's a little too late. I can't risk it because... I mean, I guess I can risk it. We're going to need... I'm right, we're so close to losing anyway. I may as well just put the Fez down. Who could have foreseen that this would happen? What is happening? Okay, we have a bug catching set, and we still couldn't get it. We still couldn't get anything. This is insane in the membrane. Okay, I guess we're just gonna bring up this guy and see what happens. That is, okay, this was a curse game. Just give him the Fez. Yeah, just end the suffering. We can still win. We're still fine. It's still good. It's still good. What if they can't retreat? Okay, there's an Ino. I don't know if we win if this goes to whipping our decks out. Oh, I have Scoop Up Cyclone? Okay, that'll help. And they got the air. They literally just got the air balloon just like that. They just got the air balloon like that. Oh, you know, no big deal. Just got the air balloon off of an Ino to 2. No big deal. Okay, so we go up with the Nimble. We have the Lokix. This is going to be the greatest comeback in history. You are not prepared for the amount of cum that's about to be on my back. Okay, so we go this guy here. I need the Mimikyu, though. So we 100% need a Mimikyu at this exact moment. Okay, that's not a Mimikyu. We very desperately need a Mimikyu, PDCGL. I know there's one in there. Okay, that's cool. All right, so we're gonna... I mean, it doesn't really matter. Yeah, I guess we should scoop up Cyclone the Fez. Just to do it. All right, so we have the Lokix. We have the Ino. I'm drawing 6. I think, like, it's almost guaranteed that we're going to get a Mimikyu here. Are you freaking kidding me? It's literally the next card in the deck has to be the Mimikyu. That is insane. All right, okay. Okay, fine. Fine, if this is what you want to do, then this is what we're going to do. Fine, PDCGL. You know what? We're just, yeah, let's see you get a 3 retreat cost in here. You've already played a Turo. You've played 2 switches. You got nothing left, bro. This is not going in the YouTube video because I have to stall them out, and I think we're out of energy. We might have like a reversal or something, but... Okay, that doesn't matter. I'm not quite sure what that accomplishes. All right, so this is going to be the Mimikyu, right? No, it's an air balloon. Are you freaking kidding me? Okay, so I'm going to go and get the, the Ignition and the Lokix. I guess just to thin them out. I don't know. Who even knows what's happening? Why didn't I get it to Dunsparce? I don't know. Okay, and then end turn. God, we prize 2 Crustal. We can't get the damn Mimikyu when we need it. Okay, why am I getting so many damn Lokix? So if we whip our decks out, can I win? And I think the answer is yes, because I have the Ino, and then I can... Okay, they're going to check to see if they have it. If they have what they need... They might just concede if they don't. So I'm going to give them a question mark and just be like, this is me asking, do you have it? If you give me a thumbs up, then we'll know. Okay, you can reply to me. You can say, hey, oh, yep, there's the Rapska. So I know that I shuffled the deck when I played the Hilda, but this is beyond comical. All right, I had a second Turo. Yeah, I kind of figured. All right. Absolutely cursed. This was such a winnable matchup. That's what hurts. This was, okay, don't be a butt face. This was such a winnable matchup. I could have easily taken the win. The only way we can lose that game is if we prize both Crustal. That's it. We prize both Crustal, and then we have 3 turns where I don't get anything that I need from the deck. That is literally the only way we can lose, and guess what happened? All right, so they're playing, if this is backed caliber, I think I win. If this is Mega Obama Snow, we 100% win. But if this is backed caliber, I think we win, right? Obviously, if they had Radiant Greninja, we'd be less inclined to win. Well, I think you should specify prizing both Crustal, right? Prizing 2 Crustal makes it seem like, maybe we had more Crustal. No, that we prized. Yeah, I should avoid Vegas. We prized both, Prizing 2 out of 3 would have been fine, but we prized both of the ones. Oh, man. Oh, it's backed caliber. Oh, baby. Okay, so I think we can win this one. This is where all the backed caliber decks have been hanging out in the 1300s. Don't tempt me. I think that backed oh my goodness. I think backed caliber is a free win, right? So let's go I-O. They can very easily just knock out my Nimble. It's very weird that they didn't do the thing, though, right? You think they would have done the thing. And I think it's worth it, right? I think it's worth it to just draw the 3 cards. I don't want to kick them in the rear. But it is a little weird they didn't use Shivery. Okay. That was a waste. That was a waste of an ignition energy. I should have just put the Cleffa down, let the Nimble get knocked out. But they should have used Shivery Chill at the end, in their turn to thin their deck. Because they needed to do that? Yeah, they didn't shiver their Timber. And there's an I-O. Okay, so actually the I-O was goated because it got me 3 dead cards. Or sorry, the Cleffa was goated because it got me 3 dead cards. And now we have our Fez and also 6 dead cards. Now instead of 3 dead cards, we have 6 dead cards. It's much better. So the Cleffa's getting knocked out. They're a backed caliber deck that doesn't play any Frigibacks. It's an unfortunate thing. All right. But we got the 1 Brave Bangle, which is nice. There's the Shaman. Okay, just please Pheasantipity. Okay, we can maybe do this. I can get a Dwebble and a Dunsparce. I'm still not going to check the deck. I know we prized Bo Crustal last game that we could have won, but this is funnier. And then we get a freaking Rabska. Yeah, we just got to send up the Mimikyu and be like, yep. Believe it or not, I believe it's the correct play to let the Nimble get knocked out. I know it's weird, but looking at my hand, I think the correct play is to let the Nimble get KO'd, because then I can draw 3 more cards with Fez, and I can maybe scoop up Cyclone the Fez, because we're in the driver's seat here. We're facing backed caliber. They got nothing going on. They're probably gonna... Pop quiz. Do you know what Clavel does? It's basically like Bridget, but not as good. Oh, they got the Quackwaval. What the duck are they doing over there? Why would you play Clavel and not just Poffin? Like, is there something? Is there 120 hit point? Like, is there a Suicune in this deck? And yeah, okay. They're scared of item lock. Would make sense. All right, so we can now do some things. They're gonna have to start powering up their Bax Caliber, which is not good. All right, and then of course we just get the Hilda like that. Okay, so we got the Dunsparce. We'll go Hilda, Lokix, Ignition. All right, and Brave Bangle. So their key to winning this game, obviously, is just attacking with Bax Caliber. Because I don't think I can knock out a Bax Caliber, which is highly unfortunate. So that's why I think the Poison build is really good, is because you have Pecharunt, you have, you can do a little bit of poison damage if they try to get cute. Oh, man. Okay, so most likely we're knocking out the Chen Pao. Otherwise, they're going to give me the Bax Caliber. The Bax Caliber does 130 damage. So I'm going to have to use Crustle and a Dunsparce as a sort of go-between. Yeah, it's unfortunate. Well, I don't think we're going to find out what the duck does because, this duck dynasty is about to come to an end. What? Okay. Apply gel. Get it? Because it has gel in its hair. That's actually a pretty timely name for a card. Ooh, okay. So Forest of Vitality. I guess we Lilies first because that's a thing we should do. All right. That's completely useless. Thank you. So I think Nimble and Dunsparce makes the most sense. And then we just go to Dunsparce, hope for a Lokix, not get a Lokix, because why would we get a Lokix? And then the issue here is that I have to use Crustle properly. So we're going to attach that there. I have to use the Crustle super duper well. Never gonna let me down. Is it dropped to 5 or is it dropped to 6? Is it 5 or 6? I can't quite remember what the duck does. Let me just double check. All right, whoa. Did they just put a spike energy on the duck? You are correct. It is 5. So with Quack Revolve, put any card from your hand on the bottom of your deck and then draw until it's 5. Okay. That's a Crustle. That's pretty good. We're going to put the reversal on the Crustle because that's the only way it can attack anyway. And then I think I go Iono because this hand is trash. Yep. Because remember, Lily shuffles everything, so I can get that exact same hand back. At least with Iono, we have an increased chancey of something actually working, and it actually did. Oh my god. And fun fact, the Lokix won't actually take damage because the Lokix, the way that PDCGL codes it, is that Lokix goes first. So the spiky energy doesn't activate. Why didn't I use Countercatcher? Because I didn't think I was going to get it. ABC, you saw that first game. I prized both Crustle in a matchup we should have won, and the only way we lose that matchup is if I prize both Crustle. And then we could have still won the matchup if I just drew into anything at any point, and we just never drew into anything at any point. So you're asking me, why didn't I Countercatcher? Because I didn't want to waste a Countercatcher. Because that would have been a complete waste of a Countercatcher. All right, so the fact that the Dunsparce has 140 hit points is really... No. First Clavel and now Brassius? And never gonna let me down. Yeah, we were talking about you. You missed the Alakazam game at the very end of yesterday's stream. Check out the VOD's channel in 2 weeks. They were playing a weird deck. This has got Brassius and Clavel. Clearly they faced a lot of Alakazam and Golden Go. Brassius is good if there's a lot of Golden Go and Alakazam. Okay, I don't think this can't go on the YouTube video because we're doing too well. I'm just gonna go for a Dunsparce and an Ignition Energy because we could still get it, right? We're not going to, but we could. Wow, thank you. What would I do without all of these? What would I do without all of these Forest of Vitality? You know, I was thinking it should be two Forest Gump, and one Battle Cage, but then I was like, you know what? We want 3 Forest of Vitality because this is PDCGL. And yes, I did pin that. Double for well, you don't really need the forest. It's just it saves you from having to have a backup nimble. So you can save your bench space. Like you can just have 0 nimble on the field and still be okay. Okay, PDCGL, you having a laugh, mate? You having a laugh at my expense, mate? Okay, are we just never gonna get any playable cards? Okay, so I mean they're not getting any playable cards either, so I'm gonna go get a Dunsparce, I guess. And the fact that it doesn't change typing is stupid. I'm waiting for my attackers. What do you mean, what card am I waiting for? I want to save the Crustle for later. Because if I take the knockout with no, it would not. Because if I take the knockout with Crustle, then my reversal energy isn't active and I can't do anything. Could you, stop giving me Hilda? I really don't need any Hilda right now. Okay, actually, I could use Land Crush. I could use Land Crush right now, which would be very funny. So I think we're going to do it. This is a 4-4-4 list. 4 Hilda, 4 Iono, 4 Lilies. Oh, man. Yeah, we just got the... And I do have a list that has the Dunsparce EX in it, just for the odd time when they have a huge EXs. Yeah, how often do you see a reversal energy? When is the last time you saw a reversal energy Land Crush KO on a Arctibax with a Dunsparce? Exactly, never. Okay, so now we can knock out the Chen Pao, and we'll be fine. No, what are you doing? I thought you were going to take the knock. Oh, they can't take the knockout because their life is in shambles. Okay. Can I please get a nimble and a low kicks? We finally got it, everybody. All right, we got to do that. We got to take the KO, low kicks, ignition. This is a remix to ignition. And then we go jumping shot. Yeah, something screwy is going on over there. I was like, where's all their backed caliber? Where's their... Like, they're playing Brassius, Clavel, and Ino, but we haven't seen a backed caliber or a rare candy. We haven't seen a TM evolution. Like, they're playing... Like, the duck is fine. The duck is totally fine. I don't mind. You want to put the duck in there? You want to do a little quack quack? That's fine. No, remember, they got rid of the only. They got rid of the only part of that, so it's the best trainers make it to Butthole League or whatever it is. All right, so let's go Mimikyu down, and then end turn. Oh, man. Like, I think... What? Oh, my God, finally. Okay, so they have to get a back caliber. They knock out the Mimikyu. And then we have an unplayable hand, but we do have a Fez. They also have to get 3 energy. What's there to think about? I'm not... And Quana, hey, I just re-added that emote because Twitch gave me some extra animated emote slots. So I decided to add that one back because I like that emote so much. You know, I spent money on it. I like it too much. So, oh man, this is painful. Like, I don't know why this deck is not drawing. I guess, you know, I did find that there's way too many Hilda. Let's be honest. There's way too many Hilda. 4, you don't need 4 Hilda. I think 2, you know, 4 Lilies, of course, 4 Ino. You know, the Crustal hasn't really proven its worth yet. It's almost like it's worthless. Are you talking about my deck? Because this is the Japanese list with Crustal. So I have my own versions of the deck, but this I wanted to kick it off with the Japanese list. Did they just put a luxurious tape on a back caliber and then switch? And Butthole Rising, yeah, the Crustal, this is the only list that plays Crustal. Don't you worry about that. It's literally the only list that has a Crustal in it. I don't know what they're doing. This is concerning me. Okay, so the Mimikyu's getting knocked out. That's fine. They have to 2-shot my Crustal. I mean, the Rabska, 30 more, and that's not going to do it. All right, so that's fine. Pheasantipity, please bail me out. This will be 2 in a row that I've lost to Chen Pao if this happens. Okay, so I think we go... Yeah, let's go Nimble and Lokix. I did take a bit of a risk. TQ, just Poison and Tyranitar and stuff. Ooh, okay, here we go. Here we go. Finally. We have playable cards, everybody. We have playable cards. Attention, everybody. We have some freaking playable cards. And we're going to draw 6 instead of 3 because I believe in the heart of the cards here. I should not have believed in the heart of the cards. That was dumb. Okay, so I think what I do is... Oh my god. I don't know. I don't know. Let's go into the Lokix. No, we'll go into the Crustal, I guess. We'll go into the Crustal and we will end turn. Okay. So we're gonna put it, yeah, it's Walking Plane, of course. You watched my video, you watched the Road Decks video, you know. You know exactly what it does. ML Metal Max? Hey, nothing can make Empoleon look good. This is just... We're just hitting some bad matchups. We're not playing this list again, okay? I think we've established that this is not good. What are they doing now? What is going on? What are you doing? I'm assuming they're gonna bosses now. Well, I assume they have a bosses, right? Because they can knock out my Pheasantipity this turn and then just kind of win the game from there. So I would imagine they have bosses and they're gonna knock me out. Nope, that's not a bosses. That is the opposite of a bosses right there. They're not even playing pneumonia. I'm about to lose to a deck that plays Charon, and yeah. And that makes me a sad panda. All right. Now what? What do you mean? You had everything. Oh, are you just gonna keep emoting? This is Master League. This isn't Baby League. Okay, there's a Dunsparce. I'm just gonna switch into Glide. We're gonna Ino. I have lots of gas in the deck. That ain't it. Oh man. Okay. Sure. Let's just end turn. They want to retreat and take the KO with backed caliber, they can go for it. Now they have the bosses? Now they have the bosses? I literally I-node them into the bosses. Oh, man. We, yeah, this is bad. Should have scooped up. Oh, yeah, thanks, RGZ. Should have scooped up the Fez. Yes, thank you. But at the very least, we can attack with Crustal. I can use the Crustal to hit into their other... no, we can't. We have to attack the Baxcalibur, I think. So this could still be a win. Because I can two-shot... oh, wait, no. I got to do something really weird here. Okay. Because of the luxurious cape... and then, of course, we get the ignition energy. All right, let's go. Okay, I'm just going to mute them because this is getting a little ridiculous. So then we go retreat into the Lokix. Ignition energy. I think I have to go counter catcher the Baxcalibur. And then jumping shot. Okay, we do that. And then we promote the Crustal. And then we could literally lose because of the Quaxley. That's insane. We can literally lose this game because of the Quaxley. Because they're going to do 130, and then we have the Quaxley. We're somehow going to lose this game because of a Quaxley, and that... or maybe even a Quaxwell, who knows? We're going to get water gunned. You know, my mysterious rock in Pokemon. But the good news is, as long as they don't bump Forest of Vitality, we'll be fine. Because we do have the Scoop Up Cyclone. This is exactly why Scoop Up Cyclone exists. They need a bosses for game. They play 4 Night Stretcher. So the problem with this strategy is that I can't retreat the Crustal. So, you know, there's some good news, bad news here. I can't retreat the Crustal. Because if they didn't have the damn luxurious cape, it's the luxurious cape that's going to cost us this game. So then I guess I take the knockout with Lokix and send up the Mimikyu? I believe this is the best course of action. Like, I understand that if they get their duck, we're really screwed. But the Crustal would just get stuck there because I've used my switches. We got Lilies, we got Reversal, which is useless, so thank you. All right, I guess I just have to put the Shaman down. If I get like a Relor, I have to put the Relor down. We just got to put everybody into play. And then I can win the game as long as they don't do anything. All right, here we go, everybody. Here we freaking go. That's some sacred ass. Okay, oh, I guess we put no, we can't put the Fez back in. We can't really put anyone back in. There's not really a point. Yeah, we just, yeah, just Lilies and see what happens. Because I can buy myself a turn. Not with that, though. Okay, well, I guess it's just Reversal, retreat, find a Nimble, and done. Oh, this is the end. Oh, we lose because, yeah, we lose. So I should have retreated into the Crustal. Maybe they won't see that they can just retreat and win. There's nothing I can do. There's literally nothing I could have done. The game hates me. There's no way else to say it. The game literally hates. Okay, bro. Okay. This was like the one winning Lokix list from Japan. Believe it or not. And yeah, I tested it. I never used Crustal in my testing. So we're gonna play the poison build. Yeah, that's an all-time low moment for me. All right, so I'm gonna put the Brute Bonnet build. We're going second. See, everything is already turning around. Everything is already coming up Millhouse. We got the Cleffa start, and then of course we just have a handful of crap, so that's cool. Sure, if they're playing a donk deck, let's make sure. All right, so how do we win this game? By not losing. So in my one test game, I think I prized both Pecharunt, I prized a Brute Bonnet, and I prized, I think, 2 Ancient Booster. Okay. The Latias is good. That behooves me. I'm feeling confident. No, every day is when we suffer. Okay. I think I can win this one. So this is what, just Mega May. Wait, that evolves into Manetric, right? Mega Manetric. Okay. As long as they don't have. Well, they'll have Iron Hands. So they'll have like Iron Hands and Electric. So Latias is just there probably to get the Iron Hands out of the active. So yeah, they'll give me a handy. The problem here is they're gonna go super hard on their handy. Okay. All right, so we have to essentially oh, they whiffed a Jenny. Whiff another one? Pretend it's a Soctra. Oh, they whiffed 2 Jenny. We are definitely in the danger zone right now. Whenever whenever an Iron Hands player whiffs 2 Generator, they might just concede, so we can't have too good of a turn. Luckily, that's not a concern for us with this type of hand. So the fact that they whiff 2 Jenny means I can just go for Cleffa. The Force of Vitality, remember, that's not active on turn 1. So if you're wondering, hey, Pilot, why didn't you Force the Vitality and go find a Lokix with your... Why don't you play with your balls and go get a Lokix? Where's the poison? Exactly. So we have the Mimikyu. We got Prime Catcher. We have many things. They have a dead hand. Tapu Koko's just 60 plus 20. So I think I just win. I need to save the Prime Catcher, though. So we got to save the Prime Catcher. I don't want to Iono them. I think I want to play with my balls. No, we'll save. We'll wait and play with our balls a little bit later. So let's go Brute Bonnet. Retreat into Lokix. Jumping Shot. Honestly, I think I just go up with the Cleffa. Because right now the Cleffa is just occupying a bench space. You know, in normal circumstances, no, you would never promote the Cleffa. But my bench is just jammed up like a sandwich, like a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. So we want them to use Linked Lightning or something, or just do nothing and have a terrible time in life. Well, this is pretty cool. Okay, so I don't really want to lose the switch, but this is too fun. This is too fun not to do right now. I mean, I guess I could get rid of the Iono and the Nest Ball. No, we gotta get rid of the switch. We gotta just go for the knockout here on the Latias. We're gonna go for the Lokix. There we go. And because I want this to be a competitive... No, I mean, they have Iron Hands. So I'm like, I want this to be a competitive game, but they're probably going to look at my board position and say, Trust Your Pilot's board position isn't very good. His feet are good, but his board position isn't. So I don't think I need to Iono them to improve their hand. And we prized several supporters. And they come up with the Electrike. So the Mega Magnetric, remember, it's 2 energy and it's immune to basics. And then 3 energy, it'll do 200 or 330 if they need it to. So the Mega Magnetric is really good, but, you know, I'm better. You know, I'm better than them at this game. So obviously, if I'd known I was going to rip an INO and a Lilies off the prizes, I would have Ultra Balled away. Oh, please whiff your third one. I would have got rid of the INO and probably the Nest Ball. So the Iron Hands isn't really a problem. I would like to put a bit of damage on it if I can. But it's not the worst thing in the world if I do the thing. They haven't used their Fez yet. Interesting that they didn't Brute Bonnet. You're going to bring up the Brute Bonnet and knock it out with an arm press. If that's their plan, what they should have done is retreated off the energy, accelerated it with the electric, and then prime catchered, unless obviously they have it, right? So what they should have done, which they didn't do, I mean, they still have access to Fez. Oh, okay. What? Oh, they use Fez. Oh, right, because it's a global status condition. I always forget about that. So the Fez is a global status condition. It's not a Pokemon-based status condition, so you won't see it on the thing. And that's not great. I want the Forest of Vitality. How badly do I want the Forest of Vitality? You know, well, actually, I think this is fine, right? Because if they go and knock out the Brute Bonnet, they're only taking 1 prize. Right? If they decide to go Arm Press and take a prize, that's fine. You got my Brute Bonnet out of the active. Thank you. You helped me out. Thank you. So they bought themselves the turn they needed. I'm going to be able to probably deal with this Iron Hands pretty quickly. As long as they don't have 4 bosses, we should be hunky-dory here. And that's some Sacred Ass. We're going to save that for later. I think we go Lilies. We do have to hope for a couple things here. And we got more than a couple things. Okay. The only question is, do I use... I think I used a Dunsparce right now. I think we use it just in case I can get like another Nimble or something. Goated. So another Nimble. And then do I put the Fez down? I think the answer is yes. Because I believe there's 2 Air Balloon. That's fine. Okay. Here's the predicament we find ourselves in. So if I Jumping Shot and then give them the Cleffa, I think I'm masterfully baiting them here, right? Because if I masterfully bait them, they go after the Cleffa, they attach their energy to the Iron Hands, they knock out the Cleffa, take 2 prizes, go down to 3. I promote my Nimble, take the knockout of the Iron Hands. Iron Hands is out of the equation. They don't have enough generators or electric to build up another Iron Hands out of nowhere. So I think that's the right play. I think. Don't quote me on that. The only issue now is, how exactly do I win? I think we're going to need an Air Balloon. And yeah, I'm just in such an in-between. Like, I have to use Fezandipity next turn. The thing is, I think I use Fezandipity first. This is a poison build. They just happen to knock it out. Pecharunt KO, they wouldn't get knocked out quickly enough. Thank you for quoting me on that. They wouldn't get knocked out quickly enough, so we gotta hope for a couple other things. So I think we do the random thing first, which is the Fezandipity, and then if I whiff the Fezandipity, then we just use Hilda and take the KO and go up into Mimikyu. Oh, that's good. Okay, so we go Fez. That's great. Thank you. What a terrific hand you've given me here. I could not have asked for a better hand. All right, so Lokix and Ignition. We take the KO. I mean, I can't use the Sacred Ash for that. We gotta go Jumping Shot. We go into Mimikyu. They're probably gonna have a knockout on the Fez. As long as they don't Ionomi, right? Because most likely they're not going to Ionomi. Because their A-Spec was also Prime... Hello there! I forgot you were in the deck. Because, of course, you were prized. Yeah, this is the exact scenario why it's in the deck. So this guy's doing 240. But I don't know if I can manufacture this properly. If they put down another EX and I can Binding Mochi the Dunsparce EX, then we got it. But if I can't do that, then, yeah, that ain't happening, bro. And they got the stupid bosses. Okay, so that means they didn't Iono us. So, what exactly... Oh, no, this is perfect. So we just win with the Dunsparce. Yeah, so we got it. Oh, and they put the Mew down, too. Oh, this is great. Thank you. So this is the poison build, which apparently doesn't have any poison in it. Oh, and they also have to Riotous Blasting away everything. You know, they have to blow their entire load. They're not going to be expecting this. They are definitely not expecting this move. Yeah, they don't know. You know, I was like, hey, Dunsparce EX, sometimes you got to do it, right? Sometimes you got to do it. Sometimes that's the way the world works, is you got to show your opponent the what for. Yeah, 300, we got to bring up somebody. Let's get rid of that stupid Mirage. No, we're going to knock out the Tapu Koko. And then we just go Tenacious D. I gave him the Tenacious D. So the Lokix, I think this was a decent enough showcase for it. We didn't showcase the poison part, but the Dunsparce EX decided to show itself out of the prizes. We masterfully baited our opponent multiple times, and then they Riotous blasted their load all over me. Yeah, KO a Tapu Koko EX with a Dunsparce EX. How often does that happen? Okay, so we're at 102 of the stream. Jerry 95. Hey, this person's in the 1400s. So you can't say they're bad at this game unless, you know, they just got to Master League and then they've lost every game since and they're on their way down. And Butthole Rising, damn straight we got that to Dunsparce EX. Of course I added that in here. You know, you're playing a 4-4 line or a 4-3-1. Of course we got it there. Okay, and remember, if you haven't gotten the bundle today, get the bundle today. So it seems like every single balloon day, it's going to be 8 packs for 100 toilet paper. And Alakazam, welcome in. So just every day, check the shop. Go to the shop, top left, 100 trainer points for 8 packs and a special card. Was today Salvatore or was today Carmine? Whatever it was, it doesn't matter. 8 packs for 100 trainer points. That's insane value. Okay. Okay, so the issue, obviously, is that Mega Lopunny can do the thing. Hello. Just beat my butt. I am slightly concerned about what's about to happen here, but, you know, maybe things could buff out for us. If I can just find the Psyduck, we might be okay. Just give me a Poffin, and I think I'm stabilized. I am very unstable right now. So if I go Battle Cage down, Mimikyu, retreat. Do I retreat into the Mimikyu? Hang on, what's the correct call here? Do I retreat into the Mimikyu? I think so. I think so, because this would force them to get a Dusknoir. Like, they have to have a Dusknoir if they want to do this. Yeah, I just needed one Poffin or a Psyduck, or I think there's Ultra Balls in the deck. Doesn't matter. So most likely they'll have Lopunny Jet Energy, and this is the huge issue with Lopunny, is that its secondary attack goes through Mimikyu. Because of course it does. So they just need Lopunny Jet Energy and they're fine. As long as they... Oh, yep, they got it. I was going to say, as long as they don't have a Hilda... Oh no. They have Lopunny, they have Dusknoir, they've got everything. Maybe they'll misclick and they'll try to target my Dunsparce on the bench or something, but no, this is just... They drew perfectly, I drew imperfectly. All right, so then honestly... I mean, it's a 1-for-1 trade. And then, did you see we just got off the prizes? So, press 1 if you think Psyduck is prized. Press 2 if you think PTCGL doesn't hate me as much as it actually hates me. Wow, they are drawing literally perfectly. And Castle, I hope the Psyduck is prized. That would just be the perfect ending. That'd be the perfect denouement. The denouement to this game. Alakazam, we don't know what's prized. That's the problem. Okay, so again, we can win this matchup as long as I can get a Psyduck. And we can do this. Okay, so Buddy Poffin. Aw, we have the Psyduck. Boo. Boo. We actually have the Psyduck. That's annoying. All right, so... I mean, I guess I just... And we don't even get the 8 cards off of the lilies, which is really sucky. Okay, so we have the Forest of Vitality. We got the thing. We don't have what we need. So if I could get what I need, that'd be great. So now what do I do? Okay, so we put the Petrun in play. I mean, they draw 2 cards if I do that. They Spiky Hopper if I do that. All right, so I think the game plan is just give them the Petrun, right? Give them the Petrun, because we can still get the Binding Mochi play. We can still knock out this Mega Lopunny. If things just went slightly differently, we would easily win this game, but things did not go slightly differently. They went slightly horribly. Now, the question is, do I go for the Lopunny? Oh my goodness. Do I go for the Lopunny on the bench, or do I go for the Kangaskhan and assume they don't have it like that? Because remember, the Kangaskhan draws them 2 cards, which isn't perfect for us. Kangaskhan drawing them cards, not great. But I also might not have another option here, because again, Spiky Hopper is just going to kind of chew through my butt. Okay, so to Dunsparce in the active, we have to just kind of Countercatcher and Pray here. There's another Dunsparce, cool. So Countercatcher and Pray, because we need to load up the Psyduck and win. That's not how this works. So we need several things if we want to win. Okay, yeah, sure, that's... You know, I was thinking we really don't need 4 Ignition Energy in this deck. But, you know, some things happen sometimes. Sometimes things just happen that way. You know, PTCGL, how about 4 Ignition Energy? You know, you can't even attack this turn, but you know what? How about I just give you all of your energy? That sounds like a good plan, right? Okay, that's really bad. Klefki is interesting. All right, so I can go get a Nimble. They got the Klefki. They're going to have to go They have to switch into the Klefki to shut off my Psyduck and then do the thing. And everyone click. They got it. Okay. Psyduck can win. That's not how this works. Everyone click on that clip so it becomes a top clip in the category, and maybe. Yeah, we're gonna lose. So they blow up the. Well, they still have to do one more thing. Okay, so I go and get the thing. They did waste a switch, so maybe they don't have another. Maybe they can't do anything this turn. Nope, they got it. That's GG. I mean, unless they didn't get a switch, but even if they have a switch, I can't really do anything. So we prized our Sacred Ash. We got 4 Ignition Energy. And then they have a Jet Energy just to cap it off. Okay, but I truly believe this is the best list. We just haven't been able to do anything with it, right? We just haven't been able to win. Yeah, it's like the AI is coming back against me. All right, Waylord Hunter. That's what they call me at the club when it's late at night and the women are scarce. All right. Well, don't forget, this is like, we're only two or 3 weeks into Phantasmal Flames, and I'm already playing, I'm scraping the bottom of the barrel here. Like, most sets are twice this size. Ascended Heroes is going to have roughly the same number of brand new cards. Okay. Hello. Did I just get a good start? What? Okay, this is winnable. This is winnable. Okay, so how do we win is the real question. Can I top deck a Brute Bonnet or something, please? Well, we did, you know, that was an outlier. Okay, this is actually a good start. I have prepared my whole life for this moment. We're going to Ino into everything we need, and then we're going to win. It's that simple. We're going to get Brute Bonded Ancient, but we literally got nothing. This is... Okay, no, great. We're off to a fantastic start. Triple Hilda and nothing. Okay, so I can Hilda. Yeah, the Bravery Charm is unfortunate. Yeah, those Bravery Charms are not great, but we can still one-shot a Mega Absol. I'm interesting that they didn't try to leave a space open for Turbo Energize. They obviously have the Petrant EX. They can Monkey Dory. So I have to go get the Dunsparce EX the Dunsparce, Baby to Dunsparce. And then just whatever energy, I guess. It's Mega Lopunny again? Mega Absol Lopunny is what we're facing? So maybe we have to revisit the list because we're just struggling to get cards. It's like Hilda is, you never want to see Hilda. You know, I think 2 Hilda is fine. You know, last game we drew in, and they got their own Hilda. Of course they do. Well, last game we drew into 4 Ignition. This game we drew into 3 Hilda. You know, I want to be able to find my energy with this deck, but not like this. Not at the cost of being able to play the game. And don't forget, they already attached an energy this turn, so they're not doing anything. And they didn't do anything. What's the sad face? You're the one who didn't do... Oh my god. Stop giving me so much damn energy. I don't need this much energy. Okay, so next turn, obviously, they're going to Mega Lopunny and KO my Pecharunt. Okay, that's not great, but we can Hilda and do something next turn. Okay, so if I go Mimikyu in play, is that good? Is that a thing that I can do? Just trying to run through the Professor Turo's scenarios here. If I put the Cleffa down, that's not good. There's just no real good way this buffs out for us. I think we just have to put the Dunsparce down. And then end turn, hopefully they don't have a bosses or a prime catcher or something. God, and Dong, we're having fun today with this deck. You know, I thought the deck would just collapse on itself and suck because the deck isn't very good and Lokix isn't very good. PDCGL had other plans, clearly. But fun fact, if they evolve the other Mega Lopunny, we have a very good chance of winning. Okay, so they're thrusting me. That's good. I'm going to basically have to sacrifice the Shaman. I'm going to say sacrifice the Shaman. We're going to have to sacrifice the Shaman. Ooh, hello. Okay, maybe we don't. Let's go Hilda for Lokix and Ignition. Or, I mean, I guess I could get to Dunsparce, right? I could get to Dunsparce, and then worst case scenario, we just Ultra Ball. So we do this, and then worst case scenario, I just Ultra Ball for what I need. Okay, we got the Fez, which is going to help us out. Okay, this is actually really good, because we might get what we need here. We did. All right, so we go Ignition. We didn't get everything we needed, but we got most things we needed. Okay, so Brute Bonnet gets that. We Poison. And then I play with my balls. We get rid of Shaman. And I think the Dunsparce... I think we just get rid... No, we're going to get rid of this one because we want to keep the EX a secret. It is very important that we keep the EX a secret. How many Forest of Vitality? I only have one Forest of Vitality. But I think Mimikyu makes sense here. So let's go Jumping Shot. They're poisoned. I do have to get the Forest of Vitality, but I'm thinking we're going to be okay. Oh, God. I think we're going to be okay. Famous last words, I know. But I have the Dunsparce EX just waiting in the Wangs. You know, the Mimikyu, I know they're going to knock it out with Spiky Hopper, but if they use Spiky Hopper, maybe we can do something. And the cool thing is, yeah, don't worry, we're going to use the Pecharunt. We're going to use the Pecharunt, but I want them to have to attach to the... Oh. I was trying to masterfully bait them into using Spiky Hopper. Interesting. Okay. Now I have a decision to make. There's a counter catcher. I guess I go Air Balloon, and then we just sort of see, because yeah, I have 3 Pokemon in there. One's a Pecharunt, one's a Dunsparce. So we're going to save the Sacred Ash for when this Pecharunt gets knocked out. That's good. And then we only have 1 Binding Mochi, so that's very important that we don't lose that. And then I think I get rid of Lokix and Ino, because we might need the Hilda. We go get another Nimble. I know what I'm doing, everybody. Okay, so I know this is crazy. I know this is crazy, and I just met you, but I'm going to sacrifice the Mimikyu. Okay, because I want them to use Spiky Hopper, and then I'm going to go into the Lokix. We're going to take the knockout with the Lokix. We're going to give them somebody. The only question remaining is, do I just go for the Hilda play and take the guaranteed ignition energy, or do I think the PDCGL is going to actually give me ignition energy when I need it? YouTube audience, this is going to be in the YouTube video no matter what happens, because this is like the one game where I think we have a chance. But you didn't see it. Sub to the VODs channel. Was this the game where I got 4 Ino? Do they not realize? Oh, they don't know. They don't know that Mega Abs. Oh crap. Oh crap. Oh no. Okay, get rid of the Hilda. Get rid of the Hilda. They're gonna go for the low kicks. They got rid of the one card they shouldn't have? And then we just get double low kicks? That was the one card in my hand you should not have gotten rid of. Like, there were several cards in that deck you should have got rid of. That is not it. Okay, so yeah, this is going to be in the YouTube video no matter what. And then they go and pull a move like that. So I think I just take the knockout with Binding Mochi, because then I can promote the Mimikyu, because they don't know this matchup like I do. Right? They definitely don't know the matchup as well as I do, because I'm a real fart smeller. I came prepared to deal with Mega Absol, and that's why the Binding Mochi exists. Other lists have a Tools Crapper. So I came prepared for Mega Absol today. You know, we hit them for weakness. They don't know that I hit them for weakness. They have learned a valuable lesson today. Okay, the issue now is that we're just not going to find our energy. They can't do anything to the Mimikyu this turn. They can do things to anybody else. They're probably going to knock out the Fez if I had to guess. And if they do that, I think we just take a turn to do nothing. Right, I'll go get a Nimble. So yeah, they're going to knock out the Fez. Whatever. Wait, what? There's a step you're missing here, Waylord Hunter. But yeah, to finish the story, I Ionoed into 4 Ignition Energy and a Hilda. I can't remember if that was this game or not, but that was a special time. That was a special time. I've just had such terrible luck. You know, this deck only plays 4 Ignition. That's the entire energy spread, because you could realistically get by with 1. If you were an absolute crazy person, you could have 1 Ignition Energy in your deck, and that is literally enough to win. All right, so I just go Buddy Poffin. I think I get Dunsparce and Nimble. We poison, retreat into the Peturunt, and then just sort of see what happens. Oh, hello. Okay, never mind. Never mind. We clap their cheeks here. Okay, so actually, no, I think it's the same thing. We're doing the same thing. It's just this could go sideways here, like the Paul Giamatti movie. All right, so we want to go Toxic Powder. And then retreat into low kicks. And then Jumping Shot. And this is where I promote the Peturunt. Right? No. Yes? Yes. I think this is where I promote the Peturunt, because if they take a knockout, then Countercatcher is active, and I can take my pick. So they're not going to be attacked with Mega Kangaskhan. They have to attack with the Mega Lopunny here. If they go for my 1 Nimble, which theoretically would be a good idea, if they go for the Nimble, I can maybe get my Forest of Giant Plants, or my Forest of Medium-Sized Plants. But what I realized, and I think what I forgot to change with this list, is that you want to have 2 Forest of Vitality and 1 Battle Cage, because you could find yourself in a situation where they just absolutely body you. All right, here we go. The game doesn't come down to this yet, but okay, that is great. I think I just Cleffa down. I go Ancient Booster on the Dunsparce. We just retreat, go into the Cleffa, and Grasping Draw. I think that's all we do. And then somehow we didn't get a single freaking Ignition Energy. Somehow Ignition Energy decided not to show up. But I still have access to a lot of things. If they target my Nimble, then I have to get the Forest of Giant Plants. But I think, you know, based on what hand I had, that's kind of what I had to do. Yeah, went from 4 Ignition Energy off an Io to what Ignition Energy, that's impossible to find. There's only 1 card that can find that, and that's Hilda. So YouTube audience, I know I normally only put wins in the video, This is staying in the video, win, loss, or draw. Or if this goes to sudden death, we're putting it in the video. Because I know I have gust cards. We haven't played any gust cards. We have a Lily's Determination. If I were to get Ionode, that wouldn't be the worst thing, because that would mean they wouldn't gust my Nimble. I think they're just going to knock out the okay. Okay. What is... okay. Hello? Okay, but didn't they put that down this turn? Didn't they put the Baneri down this turn? My brain hurts. Yeah, okay, I was like, they can retreat. That's what they can do. Okay, they've come to their senses. Okay, we're fine. I can Sacred Ass. I can thin a lot of things. I think we can do this. Unless PDCGL hates me, which it does, we're gonna win this game. I have all the things I need. We have the Fez, we have the Dunsparce. I'm gonna waste the Poffin. That's a useless card, thank you. Okay, sequencing. Sequencing is very important here. Do not screw this up, Trust Your Pilot. Okay, so Binding Mochi goes on you. Sacred Ash. We need Fezandipity, Lokix, and I think the Dunsparce. Okay, and then we go Nest Ball for Fezandipity. Yes. Sounds like a plan. And then I will Prime Catcher. This, it doesn't matter. I'm just using that to get the Prime Catcher out of the deck. And then we go into the Nimble because we have to do that. Okay, and then which makes, I think this makes more sense, right? We go Lilies first, and then oh my god. Please, dear God, no. Please, do not do this to me. There's 3 Ignition Energy in the deck. So we go flip the strip first, because we don't want to use the Dunsparce first. Thank you. Oh my god. Let's see. Would we have gotten it? Okay. That was so close. That was so close. We go Jumping Shot. Oh, man. So the reason you Fez before the Dunsparce is because Fez is just a draw 3. If I Dunsparce, that puts the Dunsparce and the Dunsparce back in the deck ahead of the Fez. So that would decrease my chances by 2 cards. So you want to use the Fez first if you know you're looking for something, and then the Dunsparce, because that would just put 2 cards into my deck ahead of the Fez that I don't want to see, though I guess technically I did want to see the Dunsparce, but I shuffled it into whatever. You want a Fez before the Dunsparce if you know there's a card you need. It's complicated. It's math. Just trust me. Okay, so we're going to have to switch lists. I'm going to keep that one starred because obviously that's the best one. Do you want to see just the crazy one? The Tyranitar Arbok. I'll let chat decide. The Dunsparce, Tyranitar, Arbok. And remember, subs get extra votes here, or not necessarily extra votes, but I'll listen to you more. Because the people who give me money, I listen to you more. So actually, Gorgoroth, you gifted a sub. So let me know. What do you want? Violator. I feel violated. But Gorgoroth gifted a sub. So Gorgoroth gets to choose. Gorgoroth wants the Sneaky Snake? All right. There's only 2 Arbok. All right, facing off against Labia. $59.63. And what do they got? So yeah, if Gorgoroth, if you hadn't gifted a sub to Saito at that moment, I would have listened to chat, and that would have been a big mistake. So thank you for giving me money. And Alakazam, well, you could sub. Okay, this is a start. This is, believe it or not, this is a good start. You know, as long as it's not a donk deck, we have a good start. And Arbok does have some utility outside. It does have some utility outside of being an annoying card. Well, we lost. Well, we lose the game. Because Arbok does nothing in this matchup. Wait, unless this is... There's no way this is what I think it is, right? There's no way this is not... This is... If this is Ho-Oh Armarouge, then we're fine. But I'm pretty sure this is just Cerule Edge, and we automatically lose. Yeah, it's Cerule Edge. Should I just concede? You know, Gorgoroth, bad things have happened. So not only do they have Solrock, but you want me to concede? Well, I'm going to show you. I'll show you why this is a bad matchup for us. So, I mean, if I can just target the Solrock, we might be okay. Right? If I just target Solrock, there could be a way we win. But the Arbok does nothing, because remember, the Cerule Edge is protected against bench damage, so Arbok stops them from putting ability Pokemon into play. Additionally, it spreads 30% of their Pokemon. So not only does Cerule Edge not have an ability, it's protected with its bench barrier. Okay, well, let's, yeah, Dunsparce, double Dunsparce. Double Nimble. And yeah, we'll put Battle Cage into play because that means nothing. And then there we go. Okay, those are all useless cards. Thank you. Yep. Hit him with a Grasping Draw, baby. So believe it or not, we're actually in a decent position. I know it doesn't seem like it, but we can win this game. If I can just find a Mimikyu, which I assume I put in the deck. And Alakazam, there's a lot of attack names that are super sus. Like, if you're here at the start of the stream, I already talked about how dumb this is. But is there anything? Yeah, like Squawk and Squeeze. You know, Cosmic Beam. The good news is they don't watch Trust Your Pilot, so they're playing the 80 hit point Charcadet. You know, if everyone watched my videos, they would be so much happier because then they wouldn't be playing TCG Live. They'd just be so much happier. And Crit Key, I think Zoroark has a decent matchup going into Dragapult just because Dragapult hits them for 200. So if you can get your Psyduck down as a Zoroark player, it actually becomes really tough for Dragapult to win. Because their whole thing is, I'm going to Dragapult for 200 after I Dust Noir. Oh, hello. Okay, I mean, worst case scenario, we'll be fine. I mean, we can definitely win this one. I know it kind of sucks, the fact that the Arbok is completely useless in this matchup. But I'm going for it here. We're going to go Great Ball. We're going to play with our balls. We get a Lokix. Don't want to use the Sacred Ash. That's not time for that. And we just got to go for it. I have to knock out the Solrock. They are down one Night Stretcher. Okay, that's not very many. But if I just take the K... Are you kidding me? Okay, we're going to play with our balls, I think, is the correct... Okay, remember what I just said about Fezandipity before Dunsparce? This is actually a situation where you Dunsparce before Fezandipity for reasons that make no sense to me either. All right, so if I put... Oh, God. If I put a Mimikyu in the deck, it is not here. Yeah, no Level Ball. I wish. God, Level Ball. Wait until Pokepad. Pokepad will make life so much better for everyone. All right, so Jumping Shot. I assume I put a Mimikyu in the deck, right? If I didn't, I'll cut one Ekans, because I think it's a 3-2 Arbok, so I'll cut an Ekans. I did. See? That's actually fine that we prized it, because we got it off the prizes. The issue, of course, is the Pheasantipity now. So they can target Pheasantipity and make my life a living nightmare. But joke's on them, I'm already living a nightmare playing TCG Live. Okay, there's Carmine. Get rid of another. Nope, they're gonna blow me. And Dong, I will whip my Dong out very soon, don't you worry. And there's Night Stretcher for Solrock. Okay, that's bad. I think it's in the Rogue Decks video. Maybe not this one. I think the Crustal one is. But I'll put this in the list in the YouTube video. But that probably won't go out until Thursday. So the Rogue Decks video, I believe, has the Crustal list in it. But then when I upload this to YouTube, it'll have all like 5 different lists in it because I'm a crazy person. Okay, we just gotta keep hunting Solrock. That is it. All we can do is just keep hunting Solrock and hope. That is it. And there's the Arbok. So the reason Arbok is useless, if it's in the active, they can't play anything from their hand with an ability. Their deck doesn't need that, and then we just lose. Okay. I think this is an no, we go Air Balloon on the Mimikyu, and then Ino. Not ABC, because they would just kill the Arbok. Ooh, hello. Okay, there's a Lokix. Let's see what we get off the Fez. There is a chance I don't use the Dunsparce here. Oh, I see. Right, but they could still just, they could get it back after right? They just knock out the Arbok, right? Because remember, the Cerulege knocks out the Arbok. We can't put the reversal on the side deck. Okay, so I think here, this is just going to be, yeah, I guess I sacrifice the Ekans. We go Jumping Shot on the Cerulege, sacrifice the Ekans, because I can't take a risk here that they just have Air Balloon fighting energy. Right, I needed to knock out the Solrock this turn, and of course, we didn't do that. But Gust is at a premium in this deck. You know, Gust, just like with the Palmot deck, you wouldn't think Gust is so important because it's a paralysis deck, and like you wouldn't think Gust is so important here because it's a hit and run deck. But Solrock and Monkey Dory are such massive problems, you have to target them. And there is a certain point where you do want to masterfully bait out their Solrock. Right, like at a certain point, you want their Solrock to hit the field, and then you want to just have them attack with it, and I think that time is now. Okay, so I'm going to Ino them again. Another Battle Cage. Thank you. So useful. So let's go Reversal Energy. Doesn't really matter what I do. And then Ino. Because there is a world where maybe I can like get someone trapped in the active. I don't think... Okay, that's bad. I have to use Pheasantipity here, though. Okay. Ooh, we have de-evolution. That does nothing. Thank you. We have de-evolution. That does nothing. Awesome. And that's a great one. That's great. That's fantastic. Well, we have to sacrifice the Ekans. Or actually... No, we have to sacrifice the Ekans. I know the Pheasantipity is a huge liability, but... I prized both. I knew I put Mimikyu in the deck. I knew we prized both. I knew I wasn't a complete idiot. So of course we prized both Mimikyu in the matchup where we absolutely need Mimikyu. But it's very obvious that Battle Cage is not as useful as you might think, or as much as you want it to be. God. This game is great. Okay, so I think it's just going to be another Ino. The problem is I have to knock out the Solrock, and that's a problem. And ABJ, thank you. You're the first person to say that, so that means you're the coolest viewer. Okay. I can't Reversal Energy and knock out the Sol... Well, I can use Reversal Energy and knock out the Solrock with a Dunsparce. but I can't, I can't quite do what I want to do. Okay, so there's a Nimble. Let's just go Reversal Energy. I think I have to Hilda. No, let's go Iono, because we're going to get a Dunsparce. We're going to get the Dunsparce for sure. We didn't get the Dunsparce. We did not get the Dunsparce, everybody. I regret to inform you, we did not get the Dunsparce. And Ditzy, why are you playing 4 Nimble? You don't need 4 Nimble, you need 3. And then you would have prized all of them. You don't need 4 Nimble, you just need 3. Because then you would have prized every single one. Yeah, so this is just horrible matchup territory. I mean, I guess I could have attacked and it would have softened up, like the Sol Rock, and it would have prevented... Ooh, hello. Do they just have bosses? Yeah, they just had bosses for game. Yeah, you were right. I knew I should have conceded. All right, so we're going to try this one again. PDC GL hates me. What else is new? But yeah, just Forest of Vitality is turning out to be a lot more important. And maybe we shouldn't have Fez in the deck because we're losing a lot of games because of it. So let's go. Yeah, we'll go for a 2-2 Arbok. We have 2 Mimikyu. We have Psyduck. We don't need Badoo. So we'll go, I think, yeah, we'll do 3-3, get rid of Fez. We need the Forest. We definitely need a Forest. I think 2 Forests. We're going to run Forest Run, 1 Battle Cage. And yeah, we got switches. So we only have 4. Oh, wait, we got 3 Hilda. No, we want like a bosses or something. Oh, wait, did I forget to put an ace back in the deck? I pulled the pilot. I pulled the pilot. I forgot to put an ace back in the deck. There we go. Okay, so actually, because of that, yeah, we'll put a hassle in here. Scramble switch, that is spicy. But look how many balls I can play with. I can play with so many balls in this deck, and it still doesn't work. All right, so yeah, we have a 2-2 Arbok. We're going with the 2-2 line. We have a 2-2 Arbok. We have Ditzy. Well, you can't attack. So if I put Enriching Energy in the deck, I can't attack. All right, so we're going up against Tonio. You know what I like about Tonio is the toes. Okay, so this is the Arbok build. How many supporters? And I have 10 ball cards. I have 18. I have like 20 cards in the deck that could bail me out of a bad start. So of course, what happens? Isn't this crazy? I have 20 outs in the deck to stop a bad start. We have 0. We're going to lose to a freaking Venusaur because of this. Because I have nothing in my hand. This is pathetic. We're going to lose. Clamburglar's rolling over in his satin sheets. So there's... Okay, just give me a Cleffa. Oh my god! That is insane. That is absolutely insane that we have just completely lost this game. I don't even know if I can put that into words, how insane this is. All they need to win is just 2 energy. Or, they can go the roundabout way. This is such an easily winnable matchup, too. Because I just put Arbok in play, and that's it. How do I win this matchup? I just put Arbok in play. All right, let's get the sad face. God. Oh wait, are they gonna take pity on me? Maybe they're taking pity. Okay, press 1 if you think they're being a butt face. Press 2 if you think they're taking pity. And Dr. Pelipper, I have 20 outs in this deck to not have a bad start. 20. And that's not including just having backup attackers. Not a single person thinks they're being nice. Half of my deck stops me from having a bad start. Okay, are they... I gotta, you know, at a certain point you think you'd stop. And just, oh my god. Clam Burglar, that maybe they're getting revenge on me for all the bad things I said about Venusaur. But that was painful. Perfect matchup for the deck. Just needed anyone. Just needed one of my 10 ball cards. Needed any one of my 8 supporters. Needed any of my, like, 6 basics that would have helped. Oh, PDCGL. You know, I would have been fine. Why couldn't that have been the Ceruledge game, right? That could have been the Ceruledge game. I would have been like, you know what? Fine. You know, I understand that's a bad matchup anyway. Let's just move on. But it's the fact that it's Venusaur, the most easily winnable matchup in the history of the universe, and we lose. And then, of course, they hit me with 1, 2, 3 cards. Well, actually 4 cards because there's a basic in there. Oh, is this Wellspring Mask? I think I put a Shaman in the deck. Oh, this is funny. So they can't put their Noctowl into play if I do this correctly. Okay. If this is just Flareon... Yeah, is it Eevee Box or is it Terra Box? Obviously, Fan Rotom is also a huge problem, but I can knock out Fan Rotom pretty easily. Yeah, so I mean, they're going to have a good start, so that's unfortunate. I think we go Poffin before Great Ball. We are in a very unfortunate position right now because I don't know exactly what they're playing right now. So I think I just go for Ekans and Cleffa. We just throw caution to the wind here. We just get Ekans and Cleffa. I Great Ball, get somebody we don't... Okay, well, we actually might need that. We actually might need that next turn. So we're just going to Iono. Hoping for, like, an air balloon, because you can attach that to the Dunsparce, and then... Okay, this is fine. Let's go... Well, let's see what we get off the Great Ball first. There's a Dunsparce and a Nimble. I think I go for the Nimble, because remember, we're drawing cards here. It's unfortunate that I'm losing a reversal, but I think this makes the most sense because we're just... I have no idea what we're facing, and Hassel will be active next turn. So if this was if I knew for certain this is Wellspring Mask Ogerpon, I obviously 100% try everything to get the Shaman. I would have, I mean, I don't think I could have, but I would have done everything to get the Shaman to protect my bench, and then we just kind of win the game. But they haven't shown me anything that says this is a Wellspring deck. And very interesting that, okay, they're definitely prioritizing. Oh, they must not have Noctowl. Okay, we can do this. This could be great. So we have the Arbok. If I just get the reversal energy, we win the game. Well, except for the fact that, you know, they're just going to knock it out with their Flareon. but this will stop them from using Noctowl next turn, and then I can counter capture the Terapagos. Oh, this is great. Okay, I'm going for it. We're going for it, everybody. I'm going to be a little cautious. I'm going to be slightly cautious, though. Oh, they got greedy. They didn't know where to put the energy, so they got greedy. Okay, so I'm going to put the air balloon on the Mimikyu, and we're just going to tank with the Arbok for the game. Mimikyu goes in the active, Arbok, the Dunsparce. So if I get it, oh, that doesn't help. So Arbok, air balloon, the Dunsparce. I think I go to Dunsparce first. Okay. Let's Ultra Ball away the Mimikyu in the Battle Cage. Do I have I took the Fez out for logical reasons that now seem trivial to me. Come on, please. Please, Hassel, please. No! God dang it, Hassel. All right, well, we're just, we're still in the same situation. We just can't do anything this turn. All right, so this guy comes up here. I think I save the Poffin for next turn because we're gonna do Dunsparce next turn. So we save the Poffin. They can't use Noctowl. God, just a reversal. Just a reversal energy was all we needed. Okay, well, okay, we got the Hilda for reversal. We're goated. Yeah, that's a Terapagos. It's tough to tell. They can't use Crispin, so Crispin was a way for them to get out of this. They don't have Crispin. They don't have access to their Noctowl. This is great. So again, as a refresher, they can't put any Pokemon in play that have an ability. Why didn't I get the dude with my balls? Well, I needed the reversal energy. You can't reversal your balls. Yeah, just the hollow pattern in real life. So here's a pro tip for IRL players. Do not use the standard arts of cards. Use the worst, most unreadable, literally. Literally. Okay. So I think I actually go for the Dunsparce because that's going to help me out a little bit later. And then we use Spinning Tail and they concede in shame. Because then all I have to really do is just knock out two things. So as long as they can't retreat this Terapagos, we win the game. You thought I was going to use the hit and run attack? No, we're not using the hit and run attack. Because I want to use the Arbok. I wanted to use the reversal energy on the Arbok. And then they got the Crispin. Okay, so they'll take the knockout of the Arbok, which is unfortunate. Still can't use Noctowl, though. And then I have Lilies for a bunch. We put the Mimikyu in the active. No, that's the opposite. That's the opposite of profit. Because Arbok shuts off, stops them from putting ability Pokemon in play. All right, so they take the KO. I go up with the Mimikyu. We attach the Ignition. I think I go to Dunsparce first. And we have lots of Gust. You know, the energy isn't a big deal. There's another Nimble. Okay, we have enough Nimble, PDCGL. You can chill on the Nimble. Great Ball for Lokix. Yeah, we had the Shaman. And then Lilies. So I do have to get the Sacred Ash back because I am a little worried right now. Shaman, we got De-Evolution. I recall we only have one Ekans in the deck. That's fine. Okay, so that goes there. And then Jumping Shot. They have to take a knockout with the Fan Rotom, which is unfortunate. So they take a KO with the Fan Rotom. I do the thing. Yeah, Knocked Owl. They get probably Area 0 and something. And then they know that I can't bump the Area 0 because they'll get rid of some of their damaged dudes, which ain't great for us. They got a Switch and a Crispin. They have a Tuber Treat cost on the Leafeon, but I imagine they're going to Fan Rotom and Energy and then put Crispin with the other one on the Leafeon. Yeah, so they go Crispin, one on the Fan Rotom, one on the Leafeon. Unless they're a crazy person, in which case they might put they might put a grass on the Terapagos or something and think that that'll save them. Okay, there we go. I was wondering, do you not have a stadium in that deck? So they need a stadium to attack with Fan Rotom. That's fine. They have another. They're going to Hooters again. They got a Fez. Okay, how do we win this game? How does Trust Your Pilot win this game without losing this game? And the answer is I have to knock out the Fan Rotom, or I can bring up the Leafeon. If I bring up the Leafeon, they can't retreat it, and they don't take a prize. Because we know for a fact that they went and got Super Odd Area 0. They grabbed Crispin, which they played. So I think I counter catcher the Leafeon. And, ooh, that's pretty good. So we go Ignition. Buddy Poffin. Yeah, we need that Sacred Ash real quick. Because we don't really have anything to do right now. So let's go counter catcher on the Leafeon. This is just to buy me a turn. Yeah, we have to Lilies. I need to get Sacred Ash. That's the long and the short of it. Oh, we did not get Sacred Ash. Are you Sacred Ash? You are not. Okay. We got to save the Poffin in case we do get Sacred Ash, so I have to go Jumping Shot. Hope they don't have a Knocked Owl in their hand. Send up the Nimble. And I guess next turn it's just a Lilies. But if I use Ino, all these cards go to the bottom, and then I can Dunsparce for 3. But it's like, I would like to draw 8, but a lot of these cards are useless. Devo so they can Knocked Owl again. Why would I want to do that? They got Moo. Okay. We can't knock that out unless I have a Brave Bangle, which I might not have. Oh, they're going to restart? They're going for another Crispin, I think. Well, they have to have used all of their energy. Okay, so we're knocking out the Leafeon. There's another freaking Poffin. Okay. I think because... Oh, God, this is so tricky. Okay, we have to assume that Ino is the correct play, right? Ino is the correct play because all those cards were not low kicks. We got Sacred Ass. We got Sacred Ass. Okay, we got everything we needed. We need to eat some Sacred Ass. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Please, Dunsparce, give me something. I need something here, buddy. Okay, so that goes there, that goes there, that goes there. So if I send up the Mimikyu, they knock it out. If I give them the Nimble, they knock it out. I believe it's just jumping shot. Into nimble. I think that's the correct play. And then, of course, I put Force of Vitality in the deck and we prize it. All right, so we have Iono, we have Prime Catcher. The de-evolution is useless. Of course, we're facing, you know, a deck that doesn't rely on abilities. And they're going to use the Fan Rotom to take this KO. I have to, like, knock out the Fan Rotom. I don't know how we... No, I don't knock out the Fan Rotom, right? Yeah, they went for an ass landing. So I have to knock out, I believe... I think I just have to knock out the Terapagos at this point. Oh man, this is rough. Okay, so let's go Prime Catcher, KO the Terapagos. Because a Devo play does nothing for me right now. I go Force of Vitality. Because that'll help me more. And I think I go get a Dunsparce. There we go. Ultra Ball. Come on. There we go. We go Ultra Ball. I think a Dunsparce makes the most sense. Or maybe an Ekans. No, it has to be Dunsparce. And I know they're going to have a thick hand, so the I know doesn't really matter. It's just so I can draw a couple cards. There we go. Those are a couple cards. All right, and then it has to be Nimble. Ah, crap. I guess Nimble Dunsparce? Yeah, Nimble Dunsparce. Because I feel like I put a Brave Bangle in this deck. Oh yeah, we can also get the Lokix. I feel like there's a Brave Bangle in the deck, and if there is, we can knock out the Mew for game. If there isn't, we can still, you know, knock out the Fan Rotom this coming turn. Oh, no. Okay, so they cannot do the thing. They can't find a Gust card. They have yet to play a Gust card, and they still have a Noctowl somewhere. I have a feeling they're going to Gust my Lokix, but if we top deck something playable... I mean, we are down most of our supporters, but we can top deck something. You know, a Dunsparce gets us out of this? Probably. Yeah, they go get the Noctowl, because they probably play a 3-3 line. Yeah. Okay, well... There's not a whole lot I can do if we don't get something good. Because they're obviously knocking out the Lokix. But they have to... Actually, they have to retreat off the Fan Rotom energy. Which maybe isn't great for them. Ooh. Okay. That's not a Gust card. You can't use Counter Catcher. And your A-Spec is Sparkling Crystal. Okay, don't... Fine, fine. Be that way. Be that person. That's why nobody likes you. All right, so they knock out the Lokix. They attach energy to Fan Rotom. And then we lose. Unless they're out of energy? Huh? You have no energy left? Zero energy left? They have energy. Okay. And we lose. Okay, well, yeah, we'll let them get the final KO. Damn it. So Arbok is certified unplayable. The Arbok just... The one matchup we would have won was the matchup where I had no playable cards. Okay. I was letting you win, but there we go. I just need one more game for the YouTube video. That's it. Just one game. We're going to be in the 1200s by the time this is over. So unclick you. Let's go for the Tyranitar build because I hate happiness. And it'll win worlds and then never do anything ever again. We're going to see Mega Oddno. It'll win worlds. All right, so Arnie. Get to the chopper. All right, and then 88, 88. Hey, there's a fabled Reddit post, or maybe it was on Twitter. Someone posted like they were under the 1,000 mark, and like, is anyone else as bad as me? Okay, this could have been a great start. So yeah, the butt cracking stomp. Okay, you don't have to rub it in my face that you have a million. 3 mulligans. Do you understand how many basics I have in this deck? Too many. I have many. And then we mulligan 3 times. Oh, this game. This game is great. Oh, okay. So this is just Mega Magnetric with Joltik? All right, so we're gonna play like 1 game with Tyranitar because I'm starting to realize that item lock isn't very good anymore. It might honestly be better to play Team Rocket's Tyranitar over anything else. And Team Rocket's Tyranitar damages basic Pokemon between during checkup between turns. All right, so there's Badoo. That's good. So we go Reversal Energy on you, Lilies. We have a playable hand. I'm just not sure it's a good hand. Do I have a supporter? Somehow I don't. Who could have guessed that Trust Your Pilot would not get a supporter at any point? Oh god. Okay, let's go. We want to put down Nimble and Larvitar. My Nimble is terastallizing. Love that. And you know what? I'm just going to retreat into the Cleffa and draw 1 because this is bad. There we go. Literally. So I didn't need to get the Cleffa. I should have item locked them and believed in the heart of the cards, but this is PDCGL. You never believe in the heart of the cards here because only idiots believe in the heart of the cards, and I'm not an idiot. Well, I mean, I have been playing this game for 4 years, so I'm quite an idiot. Okay, so item locking is not as powerful as I probably thought it was. Interesting. So I would imagine they don't have Generator. But doubly unfortunately, I'm not going to be doing anything this turn. So they're going to retreat into the Joltik, power up the Iron Hands, power up the Magnetric. I guess I just go... You could put a Terapagos in there or Cornerstone Mask or something. Fantastic. Okay. As long as they had to cut bosses to make room for cards in their deck, we have a chancey. I played PDCGO and I was happy. Okay, well, let's go get the Clef Key. Yeah, let's risk it. Let's risk getting rid of an Ignition Energy just to see if we can do anything. Okay, we can't. Great. You never know. We could get something. That would be a no, but we have 2 balls we can play with. That's a Lokix. Good. We can play with their balls. I enjoy playing with Lokix's balls. And there's another Lokix. And now the Psyduck is terastallizing. Oh my god, this game. Okay, and then we go Lokix, Lokix. I will, yeah, Buddy Puffin for the Mimikyu. Nest Ball or Air Balloon the Mimikyu. Jumping Shot. So they're going to have to waste their Gust cards. That's essentially what I'm trying to make them do is just waste your Gust cards. I'm going to put Mimikyu in the active. Tool Scrapper, I don't think is going to do a whole lot in this matchup unless they put like an Ancient Booster. There's the Poopy Tar. Was wondering where you were, buddy. And remember, this is a fighting type, so it can do 120 damage if I need it to. If worst case scenario happens, this guy can do something. Yeah, I assumed this was gonna happen. They're gonna knock out the Lokix. I can't recall if I'm gonna have exactly what I need, but I can INO them. I can, take my time. I can put the Mimikyu in the active. We can do things. We can. Okay. I think I hold off on the tool scrapper still. Oh, they don't know how to count. They don't know how to. Oh, they do know how to count. Damn it. I was disregard what I just said. I had a brain fart there for a second. I reversed arm press and amp you very much. Well, when the deck has probably 4 bosses, yeah, it falls off a little bit. And when their Pokegear works, if this was me, I would not have been able to get what I needed. And now if they just, we're in a very tough position because I have to deal with the Mew as well. Because the Mew can also do the thingy thing. All right, let's INO. I can't but do. Yeah, I should not have put that dude into play. That was an oopsie. Okay, so we have Nimble. There's no reason to gust, so let's just end turn and see what happens. So we have a Tyranitar next turn. We're gonna Dunsparce. If they have a gust card, we might be okay. Yeah, okay, that's fine. They have a Bravery Charm. We were two-shotting it anyway. Okay, they have 0. Oh, no. They should be powering up the Mew. They are avoiding the one Pokemon they should absolutely be powering up. The Mew is their win condition here against my Mimikyu. Unless they're just saying, I'm going to go, Iron Hands a couple times and that's how I win. Okay. So... Ooh, we got a Lokix. All right, so we have that and that. I think I put the Tyranitar down, and then we go Runaway Draw. We got the reversal. That is interesting, because I can knock out the Mew with Tyranitar, and then they can't do anything. Let's do that. I think it's risky, but I think it's worth the risk. Because I have the big air balloon. The Mew is a problem. They're going to need a bosses to knock out my Tyranitar. Maybe we get rid of some bosses here. We did not. We got rid of literally the 2 most useless cards in their deck. Maybe... Okay, a Battle Cage. God, we haven't run into any Monkey... I've literally faced 0 Monkey Dory today, I think. Maybe there was 1, but Monkey Dory is almost non-existent. Okay, so they're attacking with their Manectric, which is fine. But, yeah, they can't play any items. Doesn't really matter. I guess I just put the Battle Cage down and see what happens. Alternatively... I mean, I have game on the Manectric, right? And I can 2-shot the Manectric if I have enough Gust. And, maybe they'll go for Night Stretcher and that would be bad. But they can't use it, which is good. So, yeah, Tyranitar, stop. Okay, good. They can't do that. We have a slight chance of winning. They're having a Riotous blasting in their pants because they imagine me without any socks on. Okay, so they have to take at least 2 knockouts to win this game. That is our opening. I would very much like to get an INO. That's a Dunsparce. Okay, we have to put the Dunsparce down. We got a Lilies, and we got to hope that one of these 6 cards is an Energy. Of course not. Of course not. All right, so Great Ball for... I mean, I guess the Fez. Sure. Now, the question is... No, we just got to end turn. We got to force them to use the bosses in this situation, and then we INO them, and then I two-shot the Iron Hands. That is how we win this game. Yeah, they retreat into the Iron Hands, use bosses, I INO them to 1, and then we have access to the Pheasantipity, which is good. They're going to go for the Lokix, obviously. And then if I can... I mean, I have to use INO. I can't not use INO in case they have a third bosses, which they probably do. That's a switch card. Okay, so that goes there. Pheasantipity. INO them to 1. God, Battle Cage just looks worse and worse when you don't face Monkey Dory. Okay. All right. Well, we need... we do need a Lokix, but I did just use INO, so I think I have to use Pheasantipity first, right? Because we have to get the energy, and then I have to use Sacred Ash to put in double Lokix, and then the Dunsparce has to draw us a Lokix. The Dunsparce didn't draw us a Lokix. I regret to inform you that the Dunsparce did not draw us a Lokix. Of course not. All right, end turn time. That was, yeah, that was tough. Okay, so they can't really do anything. They either have a bosses or they just do nothing this turn. Oh, they're prepping the Fez? Uh-oh, uh-oh. Okay, they have 0 energy in the discard pile. Okay, that's bad. Okay, useless card, thank you. But we have Hilda. So we go Hilda for that and that. I unfortunately don't have a Nimble. So we have to go Lokix, Ignition Energy. I think I put the Larvitar down, and then, and then retreat into Lokix, Jumping Shot. I don't know if I can win. I probably shouldn't have put the Larvitar down. That seems kind of dumb in retrospect. Okay, they're doing things again. Because I can't attack, and there's a Lokix. That's unfortunate. All right, so let's go INO, put them down to 1. We are getting them closer to a potential bosses, though. And then they will have access to, oh my god. Can you not? All right, so we're going to be able to do things this coming turn. And I believe what I have to do to win is knock out the Electric. We have to visit the Electric Company. I have to go Countercatcher on the Electric. Big Air Balloon. Oh, man. Okay, stop giving me the damn Lokix. Okay, so we go Countercatcher on this guy. So now they need a much bigger combo if they want to retreat the Electric. Where the hell are all my... Didn't I put Nimble back in the deck? No, I didn't. So there's only 1. Okay, so I only have myself to blame is what you're saying. But I assumed we were going to get the Lokix. And I also may have forgotten to put Rare Candy in the deck. You can't prove that. Yeah, they could just be in the prizes. Okay, so my game... Oh, no. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. The Fez is a problem. The Fez is a big problem. I don't know if I can win if they do Fez things. Right, so a Hilda gets me the knockout on the Electric, but then they're just an energy away from winning. Because the stupid Pheasantipity, yeah, they're going to Fez for game, aren't they? They got the energy, they're going to Fez for game. I got the Rare Candy and the thingy thing. All right, well, let's see what you can do without your items. Okay, so end turn. I think this makes sense, just to shut off their items, because the odds that they get what they need... Yeah, see? Yeah, I know. And this is... I have a win con. I wouldn't do this unless I had a win con, okay? All right, well, let's just go for it. Let's put them out of their misery. And if they have an energy, they win. If they don't have an energy, they might just have a bosses and still win. So the misery may come to an end here. And I did put rare candy in the deck. You saw it. You also, and I have a Zerosic in here. Of course, we prized it. Of course, we prized the spice. I am not a girl, but we didn't have the spice. And I would imagine we're out of Gust. And they got the bosses, so they had it. I probably actually would have won just going for deck out but that would have been boring, so I didn't do it. But yeah, I think we just win if I go for deck out because all of their energy was attached and they might not have had air balloon. I think this is the lowest my ranking's ever been. All right, so we're gonna go to the Dunsparce and then we have to get one more game. The stream will not end until I have one more good game. Brain Band-Aid. So what kind of decks do you see in the 1300s? Ooh, we got a Mimikyu start. Okay, this is a pretty decent start if you ask me. We got the Forest, so this is just a heavy to Dunsparce build. What do you think someone with the name Brain Band-Aid is playing? I think they're playing Gardevoir because obviously they have brain damage. They're playing an Eevee. They're playing a stupid Eevee deck again. So I'll just put in Eevee box. Eevee box. So obviously a fan Rotom is a huge problem. Again. But, oh no, a fan Rotom's just a massive issue no matter what. So I have to knock. I didn't think, I thought Monkey Dory and Solrock were going to be the problem today. I didn't think it was going to be fan Rotom. Right? When I was, getting things ready for today, I was like, oh no, the problem is going to be Solrock and Monkey Dory. I didn't think fan Rotom was going to be a huge issue. Okay, so I'm going to play with my balls, okay? I know you might not want to see it, but I'm going to play with my balls. I did just warn everybody that I was about to play with my balls, but then I top decked a Poffin. Oh, this is the Kecleon build, because somebody in chat yesterday who may have been Australian told me to play that. Okay, so we go for double Nimble. I mean, I think I just have to kind of sacrifice, unfortunately. I think I have to sacrifice my Mimikyu. You don't want to do that this early, but, what other options do I got? So let's take the guarantee. We're going to take the guaranteed knockout for next turn. This does force them to do something, right? This forces them to retreat off the energy. This forces them to put a stadium in play. This forces them to do things. And if there's one thing I like, it's forcing women to do things. I mean, it's forcing people to make suboptimal plays. That's what I meant. All right, so they'll go Noctowl for, I would assume, Area 0 Earthen Vessel. Or, if they're feeling spicy, they'll go Terra Orb Earthen Vessel or Terra Orb Crispin. Actually, probably Terra Orb. No, I say Area 0 Crispin. Everyone comment your guesses right now. Sparkling Crystal Area 0. So they must have the Crispin in their hand. The Crispin is in their hand? What? What? Sure, Gordoroth. We know we know you said that afterwards. Do they not think that this is an EX? Because unless they're playing like Sylveon, but do they have bosses in their hand? What's going on? Do they have a Noctowl? Do they have a bosses? What's happening? Okay, they're retreating. So I think they saw their oopsie. They still could have a Crispin. It is theoretically possible that they have a Crispin and they're just getting crispy. Gorgra, thank you for gifting a sub to Crikey. The more Australians, the better. I think this means they're still here. Okay, so Crispin. You Crispin to the fan Rotom. That is the strategy here. You Crispin to the fan Rotom, you take the KO. What? I'm so confused right now. Okay. I was not expecting that. Out of all of the lines of play this game, I was definitely not expecting that. So this is actually good for them because the Fezandipity allows them to draw some cards. And I have to get the Mimikyu back. This is a heavy draw build. So this is a Dunsparce build. If they go a little too crazy on EXs, I do have Dunsparce EX, which is great. But we need to kind of get some cards here. Okay, well, that's a Dunsparce EX, like I said. Yeah, we'll just go for Lokix because we have what we need for next turn. Can I get a baby Dunsparce? Thank you. And it is a Terra. It is a terrible burden that has been placed upon me as the steward of low kicking. Hey, that's terrible. Thank you. All right, so we got a Dunsparce. Can I get a lilies or something, please? I would like not an Iono. Oh wow. Okay. You have decided you've chosen violence today. PDCGL has chosen violence today. All right, so if I use the Forest of Vitality, they get rid of Noctowl, which I think is fine. But then what do I guess I have to give them the Dunsparce? Because we're probably going to have to use Cleffa to draw prizes, or to draw cards. And the reason I'm holding on to the Palpad is simply because it's just a Hilda. Right, that's not going to help me nearly as much as you might think. And I do have access to Prime Catcher on the Terapagos. Okay, there's a Great Ball. They have Fezandipity. What am I possibly going to do? So if they get a Noctowl, they would bosses. Oh, man. And Dr. Arceus, I'm the pilot who stepped up. That's right. Okay, so there's Flareon. Yeah, they're having a great time over there. They're like, oh, my opponent's deck has done nothing, and it's failing miserably. Unless I top deck something, I don't know what I'm possibly expected to do here. This is not a good Cleffa hand. Right? I can attach the de-evolution to the low kick so that goes away, but I don't even know if that's good. Thank you. Okay, so we go Great Ball, see if we get a basic. Wow. We got a basic. Well, if we have to put somebody into play, it's going to be the Psyduck. So we go Ignition Energy. Oh, please give me some Nimble. That is the opposite of Nimble. Can this be a Nimble? That's a Dunsparce. Well, we need to keep the Forest of Vitality into play. I think this is... No, I have to hit into them. I have to hit into them. We have to go Air Balloon on the Dunsparce. Jumping Shot. Give them the Psyduck. They'll knock out the Psyduck. And remember, I have the Dunsparce EX. It's a break in case of emergency card, but we do have it. It will do 280. Or sorry, 240. So we can knock out the Terapagos. We knocked out the Fezandipity. We can knock out the Flareon, though obviously I'd like to knock out the Flareon with a Lokix. So this is going to get a little sketchy. But we have a chance. It's just a matter of, can I find another Mimikyu? Can I find playable cards? You know, maybe you just gotta believe. You gotta believe in the heart of the cards here. That's the only way you're going to win. Otherwise, what's the point in trying, right? It's almost like PDCGL is a lie. Sometimes you just got to believe. You know, that's the tagline from the Pokemon TCG anime, Path to the Peak. You got to believe in the feet of the cards. That's what, I haven't seen it yet, but that's what the lead character says, because I sensed it. You know, I'm the lead developer of this game. I was the lead animator on that show. I just know these things. Okay. They have taken the bait. If they can't find another area zero, I mean, they're going to find another area zero. They don't have a Mew EX. They have all bad attackers. Okay. Can't knock that out. It's got stupid 190 hit points. Okay. Can't get rid of the Forest of Vitality. Very important card. Prime Catcher. Useless. Thank you. Okay, so we're going to see at least 8 cards this turn. 3 of them have to be good. Oh, please. Okay. And Dr. Pelipper, no spoilers. Okay, we're going to runaway draw. Please. Okay. Mimikyu down. Is it... I think I just have to draw cards. It's a... Oh, wait, I have Kieran. Do I have Brave Bangle? If I have Brave Bangle, things just got spicy. Things are getting too spicy for the pepper here. Yeah, fun fact, that Oddish has never released. They revealed new cards, I believe, from the show. Oh, we're doing 300 damage with the Dunsparce EX, by the way. I think they revealed new cards, but that Oddish never came out in real life. And it would be like one of the best Oddishes ever, and it's not very good, but it would still be one of the best Oddishes ever. Okay, if they go for a bosses, that's good. Yeah, go for a bosses. I'd be very happy if you went for a bosses here. Most likely it's going to be a Crispin. But if they go for bosses, then that's one less Gust card we have to worry about. And it's Kieran and Bravery Charm. I was not expecting the Kieran and Bravery Charm. All right. So all I have to do is knock out the Noctowl, knock out a Flareon, and then the Dunsparce wins us the game. So I'm going to knock out the Cleffa. I go up with the Lokix. We have the KO. So we have everything we need to win. Quanit, I don't... Did it ever come out? Or no, sorry. It came out. You're right. But it didn't come out in live. That's what I meant. The Oddish and the Pikachu with the gray felt hat. Oh, yeah, I got the Kecleons in the deck. So the Pikachu with the gray felt hat and the Oddish, those did release. I was mistaken. They released, but they didn't release in live. That's what it was. They are standard legal, if you didn't know, but they did not come out in live, which is big sad. Okay, so we just go Hilda for Lokix. We do get the energy. How many cards are... No, we don't get the energy. We don't get the energy. Yeah, so it never came out in live, even though it's standard legal. I remember that. And then we go Jumping Shot into the Mimikyu. All we need is 1 turn. That's all I need to do to win this game is 1 turn. Because, oh, there's the Brave Bangle. Okay. That would have... Oh, my God. That would have helped so much. Because with Kieran and Brave Bangle, we can one-shot a Pheasantipity, or we could have one-shot a Clefairy. That could have changed things. So, of course, it didn't work out that way. Okay, they need a bosses. They don't have a way to manually search for a bosses, but I also don't have a way to INO them. Okay. So, if we go... We got the Air Balloon, which is great. We have the Brave Bangle, the Kecleon... This is sort of like, hey, if they have Solrock, maybe we can do something. You know, if they have Solrock, this can be a way to stop Solrock from attacking you. Or wait, does Solrock go through this, or is it just it's not affected by weakness or resistance, right? It's not, it goes through effects. Yeah, it's not affected by weakness or resistance, so it doesn't go through that. Dr. Arceus, we saw, I think it has 250 hit points. The Mega Audino, but we don't know much else about it. Okay, so I would like to knock out the Noctowl. If I have any way to knock out the Noctowl, that's how we win this game. I think this means they don't have a bosses, but they are playing very slow. They're living up to their name of brain. Oh my goodness. Did they just give me the... I was going to say we have to go find a gust card. Did we just win this game? I think we just won this game because oh my goodness, Brain Band-Aid, you want to be in a YouTube video, don't you? But fun fact, PDCGL is going to screw us out of this. I can already guarantee you I'm going to draw 12 cards next turn, 13 cards probably next turn. We are not going to find a Lokix. I can almost guarantee that. So, how many? I think I'm down 2. Get it? I'm down too many Hilda. Get it? I'm down too many Hilda. So they're most likely going to put the Fan Rotom into the deck. Oh God, Brain Band-Aid. You know, I'm in the 1300s because I'm playing bad decks. Brain Band-Aid's in the 1300s because they have a Brain Hemorrhage. So I think you put the Fan Rotom in the deck there because that is proven vital, like a Vitality Band. And now they're playing with their balls? I am so confused. Maybe they have another Fan Rotom. That could be the thing. They could have a second Fan Rotom, and that's what's... what? Why wouldn't you put the Gravity Mountain into play? You're hurting my brain, Band-Aid. This should... People in the 1300s do crazy things. Okay, here we go. That's a Sylveon that they can't do anything with. Okay? God, YouTube audience, this is going to be in the video because I just had some really rough matchups. Like, Mega Venusaur, I played with an Arbok build. That was an auto win, except the deck that has 20 outs to win the game didn't get a single one, and they donked me because this game is great. Do we have a Lokix in the discard? We do not. We have a Mimikyu. All right, so we go Brave Bangle there, Ignition Energy there. I have to use Lilies because we just need a Lokix. If I just knock out the Noctowl, that's game. Oh, hello. Hello there. My friend, how are you? This is amazing. All right, so it's the Dunsparce for game. The Dunsparce again for game. The Dunsparce has been the MVP of the stream. But yeah, it's just in the 1300s, it's crazy time over here. Like, I am afraid for my safety in the 1300s because you never know what people are going to do. And we prized the Klefki. Yeah, we're getting bodied by prizes today. So the Mega Venusaur game, that would have been a win because Arbok stops them from putting ability Pokemon into play. And all of their Pokemon are ability Pokemon. And then it spreads 30. And then also the Meganium is the only answer to Mimikyu. So that would have just been a hilarious game to show you how terrible Mega Venusaur is. I'll probably end up revisiting it next week to show you again how terrible it is. But PDCGL decided to nerf me like I'm a children's toy, and was like, hey, I'm going to put a Dunsparce in the active, and then you're going to draw 7 dead cards. And I was like, cool. I enjoy getting embarrassed in front of people. And crikey, where do you get the Psyduck on PDCGL? You watch my video, my crafting guide video. So the crafting guide video for Mega Evolution base set, you watch that, you copy and paste it. Oh, there it is. There it is. We can't put it into play quite yet, though, because I still need an energy. There we go. We win. Another to Dunsparce win. But yeah, if you want the Psyduck, you search for it. I have guides. You go to the Mega Evolution crafting guide. I have a link to that there. 300, baby. Or you just go into the filters, go to not owned and type in Psyduck because, you know, promos are tougher to find. But I have guides. I have guides everywhere. That was a rough matchup. The 1300s. I implore you, if you're ever bored one day, like we're at the end of the ladder, you know, you're just really bored. There's nothing to do. You're like, I'm tired of facing Gardevoir. Just go into a game in ranked, in Master League, concede about 10 times, get to the 1300s, you will see the craziest list ever, and it's not even close. Yeah, so you can go to the guide. But yeah, if you're wondering, you just go decks, or you just type in Psyduck 007, where you go edit deck, filters, show cards. I do both. I just click all for both, and then type in Psyduck, and then it'll show up there, and then you go exchange, and there you go. Very simple. It's I think if you also check out my whatchamacallit, my 10 mistakes new players make, I also have stuff there. Kobe is the GOAT. I'm literally the one. Like, if you've ever watched a video about PDCGL, you've watched one of my videos. So that's why I always think it's funny. Like, when Clamburglar put all those posts on the subreddit, there were always a couple of people who are like, who? Who is that? I have no idea who that is. And it's like, if you've watched any video about PDCGL, you know who I am. You've watched one of my videos. What the hell is this crap? Okay, we got Megazard. Okay, the Mega Lopunny is terrible. But I do DD Mega do have a chance here. Okay, so I'm going to write this down. I don't think this is going to go in the YouTube video, because, this is bad. And Gorgoroth, because you're smart. Because you're a real fart smeller. All right, so Charmander. There's an air balloon that I don't want. Thank you. So let's go Buddy Poffin. We want Nimble. We have that. So we want Nimble and Mimikyu. We put the air balloon on the Mimikyu. Yeah, I guess I just do that. I really don't want to waste the Prime Catcher on this. But at least I could knock out a Lopunny, because we know that the Lopunny is the threat. Right, so I think wasting a Prime Catcher on the Baneri does make sense, because Lopunny is the biggest problem for this deck for sure. Because it looks like they're playing the new Charmeleon. And if you saw my tweet, I looked at the top 8 list from Stuttgart, and Charmander, the 80... Oh, hello. Never mind. I mean, they did nothing, but the way that they win this game is with Lopunny. I don't really have a choice. I have to go Ignition Energy. Though, funnily enough, I could attach the Ignition to the Dunsparce and be like, PDCGL's gonna screw me over and give me a Dunsparce, and that's how I take that knockout. But we got the Lokix, baby. We got both of the things. Doesn't matter. Nice try live. Okay, let's go. I'm gonna Poffin first for Dunsparce Nimble, not the Terastallizing Psyduck. This is great. I think we wait then, right? But what if they go after my Nimble? No, they're not going to do that. They're not going to go after my Nimble. There's 0 chances they go after the Nimble. And Dr. Arceus, Pokegear is heavily played in Japan. If you were to ask me what's the one big difference between Japan, their lists over there, and our lists over here, it is Pokegear. They know. They know. They know that Lopunny's their win con. But luckily, Charizard EX, but Japan is weird. Charizard EX is weak to grass, so I can knock out a Charizard EX with Lokix. So we have a decent chance of beating them off. Like, I'm hyped about this. I'm gonna Dunsparce. We're gonna Poffin for like all of our Nimble. They're putting a Fez in play, which is really good. And I think actually, no, I think I'd go get Pecharunt. I think we go get Pecharunt. Oh, that's great. You're weak to grass. This is awesome. But yeah, the one big difference is you look at Japanese list, Pokegear is everywhere. You know, just if they have a 59 card deck, the 60th card is Pokegear. They have a 56 card deck, the 4 extra cards are going to be Pokegear. So I think it's because the meta over there is slightly different. Like Dust Noir is heavily played, but they don't really play Battle Cage. You know, they take out Psyduck. They're wishy-washy between the Psyduck. They must have an air balloon. You must have an air balloon. Otherwise, this is a questionable decision by you. I'm not sure I understand the decision if you do this. Okay, they're going for Charmeleon. Again, that's the new one. And yeah, I looked at the top 8 list from Stuttgart. And the winning list, what the hell? The winning list at Stuttgart had the new Charmander, the new Charmeleon, 4 Dawn, and those were the top 3 cards because the other 7 cards in the top 8, I don't think played any new cards. It was kind of crazy. Okay, I think I did Dunsparce first because this is gonna tell us what we got. We got Lokix, so then we do that. We take the knockout of the Charmeleon. We go that and that because alternatively, what I was gonna do is I was gonna go for the Pecharunt and take the KO with the Pecharunt through poison, but we ain't doing that. So let's go Nimble, Dunsparce. They're having a rough go over there. Did I put that Dunsparce down this turn? Or was that Dunsparce last turn? Whatever the case, I think I used Brute Bonnet. And we got to keep our Gust cards just as a safety precaution. That's fine. And then Jumping Shot. So Flap doesn't get there. I should be running Secret Box. Why should I be running Secret Box? We got Prime Catcher. You need Gust in this deck. Like, Prime Catcher is good because it's like bosses. You can play 1 bosses. You can play 1 Counter Catcher, 1 Prime Catcher. I will say I did look at Lycia's appeal. Lycia's appeal was quite appealing to me. And if I have Binding Mochi and Ancient Booster, we got this game. Okay, that's why I got the Dunsparce. You're probably wondering, why'd you go and get the Dunsparce? That's why. Ooh, hello. We're about to do 240 with the Dunsparce EX. This has been the freaking MVP because no one expects this card anymore. No one is playing this card anymore. No one expects it. No one suspects it. And they just load up their side of the field with EXs. They're like, hey, what are you going to do with your weak little single prize deck? And, well, the Prime Catcher is also a switch, right? Especially in a Brute Bonnet deck, you want to have the switch card. So they can't just, oh, see, again, this is why I put the Dunsparce in play and didn't pop it. But that's the thing. If you put the Brute Bonnet down, you want to have the Prime Catcher. And they got nothing. They have no answer to my Mimikyu this turn. See, I told you, hunting the Baniri. You have to know your opponent's deck in order to attract the right customer. So I know it's hard to read because PTCGL, but Spiky Hopper goes through Mimikyu. Talked about this a lot. And that Lopunny is looking a little thick. All right. And then, obviously, Charizard. Ooh, hello. Okay. Here's what we do. Oh, God. I could really screw this up. Oh, no. Oh, no. This is bad. Okay, I'm not going to get greedy. I'm not going to get greedy. I got a little bit greedy. Okay, so let's go into you. Into you. I mean, they have the Charmander. That's doing 30. Okay, so let's go Toxic Powder. And I want to give them the Dunsparce. Or I guess the Nimble's fine, right? Now we'll give them the Dunsparce. We give them the Dunsparce. You know, I really thought one of the top 3 cards of my deck was going to be playable. And Meowington? Damn straight. That's why we got the life-size dolls. And they could have used INO on me. And Azul, thank you for the raid. We're out here, we're playing Lokix. So it's, we're having a terrible time. And maybe with the Azul raid, we're going to top deck a good card because I did everything right except account for PDCGL. You know, we're only down 2 supporters. Okay, they still have to retreat. There's the bosses. Okay, they still have to find a way to retreat. And then they didn't retreat. This is great. Give me a playable card. That's a playable card, baby. Okay, so we got the Dunsparce. Azul is my Lucky Charms. He's got me Lucky Charms. Oh, this is awesome. And then we just take the knockout. Okay. I think I put the Petrarunt down just to take the prize. And then we use the... I'm going to put the air balloon on the Dunsparce. Because they're not going to expect this play. No, I think we saved the air balloon. Yeah, we're just going to INO. Yeah, unfortunately, the raid doesn't come with the streamer client. But I'm the #1 dev in this game. I'm the main dev. Don't I get special privileges? Okay, so we want the battle cage out of here. End turn. Take the KO. So that's cool. I know that's a little greedy. But again, we have to... We're not in a great spot right now. We have Hilda. If we get INO'd, that could just be GG. And I'm not talking about Azul. Oh, and everyone coming from Azul's raid, let me put all the free codes. If you haven't redeemed these free codes, most of them should still be active. So some of those codes are for packs. Some of those codes are for credits. Redeem them if you haven't, and make sure you're buying the daily bundle. So the daily bundle is eight packs every single day for 100 trainer points, which is an insane deal. Normally, 1 pack is 200 trainer points. So I'm trying to help out all those Azul viewers. You know, I'm trying to give you all this free stuff. Yeah, not free packs. Yeah, I post every day on Twitter about the daily bundles. It's, you know, the packs slightly change every day. I think it's like 2 Phantasmal Flames every day and then 6 like random. And Leonardo in the shop. Okay, here we go. If I top deck a Binding Mochi, we win the game. Or if I have a second Petrarunt, we win the game. Okay, that's a Lokix. That's fine. Do I have a second Petrarunt? We do! Oh, that's amazing! Okay, so we go for the Dunsparce. I know I have the EX Dunsparce, but it's a little too early for that. We go Lokix. Ignition Energy. Toxic Powder. Okay, again, I know this is greedy, but you got to do it. When Azul raids you, you got to be greedy. And then they can't use Fezandipity either because they're getting knocked out between turns. Okay, then we go Petrarunt. They get knocked out due to poison. And then all I have to do is take 1 prize. Somehow I feel like we're going to lose this game. But all I have to do is take a single prize to win. And they have lots of ways to beat me off here, and that's not great. But they might overload their side of the field with EXs. I know I just knocked out an EX, so it seems counterproductive, but I went for the crazy... Did you not see what just happened to your previous Charizard? Do you not see the beatdown I just laid upon your Zard? What do I think their stadium? They must be playing Battle Cage. Why no youngster on the list? Because I prefer schoolboys over youngsters. Schoolboys and schoolgirls over youngsters all day. Okay, so they take the KO. I have time, but I don't have rhyme. I think what I do is I go Nimble down, Cleffa for more cards, and Dr. Pelipper, because I faced just Golden Go. If all I did was face Golden Go today, I would probably have a good chance. Because, you know, once you get rid of their Sol Rock, it becomes very difficult. Uh-oh. They're going for the Brute Bonnet. Okay, that's unfortunate, but that's also good because they left the Nimble. Okay, so we keep the Dunsparce, I believe. Okay, that's fine. So let's go. Because again, I have the Dunsparce EX. So let's go that there, that there. I'm going to put the Ancient Booster on the Dunsparce just to draw a little more. I know this seems crazy. All you Azul viewers are like, this isn't what Azul would do. You have to remember that I am not on the streamer client. And Diamond Spectre, I linked my Twitter account. It has all the information you need. Yeah, you just go to the shop and it's in the top left. The daily bundle, I think we're on day 4 or 5, so you probably missed a few days. You know, blame Azul for not telling you. You know, if you didn't know the daily bundles were there, then you should probably find a new streamer to watch. And might I suggest someone quite handsome who's from a foreign country to all you Americans out there, who is really good at getting to the 1300s of Master League? That I'm trying to bait you into saying, oh, but For the Win's not live right now. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Gorgoroth, I knew I was going to bait you into doing that, Gorgoroth. See, I knew I was going to get all of you. I told you, I'm a master baiter. I knew I was going to get all of yous. Okay. We got this one. I have the Sacred Ash. Oh my god, they're putting an Oricorio down. Oh, another Dunsparce EX for game. Please, please another Dunsparce EX for game. This is going to be like the most wins Dunsparce EX has ever had in a day. And then they attach the energy for Spiky Hopper. Makes a lot of sense. I mean, they don't really need to... Uh-oh. Okay, well, this hand was kind of dead except for the Sacred Ash. And Scenario, I told you. We got Binding Mochi. Oh my goodness. We had it in the deck all along. Okay, what I've really noticed with this deck is that you have a lot of cards in it. You don't seem to play a lot of cards because you're recycling like 3 cards every turn. Most games I seem to have 30 cards in there for most of the time, and it's really weird. Okay, Mimikyu in the active. I have to use the Dunsparce. Maybe we'll get lucky with like a Lilies or something. Ooh, okay. Can I get an Ignition Energy? Hello. Okay, so we have to, unfortunately, put the Fez into play. So we go Fez and Dippity down. Because again, if we can bait them to put the Megazard in play, we just win through that. Ooh, hello. Hello, how are you? Okay, so we go Binding Mochi there. Sacred Ash. I want to put Brute Bonnet. Do I want double Brute Bonnet? We have a Pecharunt. I think it's just 1 Brute Bonnet. Because we're only doing 300 damage right now with the Dunsparce EX. And I have a win con here. That's unfortunate. Okay, so if I go Buddy Poffin for... Oh, man, if I put the Nimble down... No, I think we go Dunsparce. Right? Because, again, the Dunsparce EX is still our good win condition right now. Jumping Shot. I go into Mimikyu. So there's several permutations. This is going in the YouTube video, win, loss, or tie. If they drop their pants, that's fine. So the only way they can knock out the Mimikyu this turn is with Spiky Hopper. If they use Spiky Hopper, the Dunsparce EX wins me the game. So that's kind of what I'm going for. If that doesn't work, I can go Nimble into Lokix if I get Forced to Vitality. If they go for the Pheasantipity, that makes things a little sketchy. Because then I have to rely on an INO to 1 to get me out of this. So that would be less than ideal. So we don't want them to knock out the Fez unless it's with a Mega Charizard. If they knock out the Fez with a Mega Charizard, we are happy like Pharrell. They are not going to take the knockout with Charmeleon. Okay, they are not going to do that. They do not see that. They are not going to do that. They're going to use the Spiky Hopper, because if they take the knockout with Charmeleon, then that's 100. I have one. Wait, are they seriously going for the knockout with Charmeleon? Wait. Seriously? But that's the worst thing they could have done. That did what? I think that's the worst play they could have done, right? Okay, so yeah, we wanna what? Okay, no, this is fine. This is fine. We got all the things. We're gonna put a Brute Bonnet down. I'm going to put the Nimble into play. I think, yeah, we go Ignition Energy on you. You know. Watch this fail miserably. Okay, that's not good. Just give me the EX. Come on. The one time where the Dunsparce EX has done all the things. This is your moment to shine, to Dunsparce EX. I've always believed in you, buddy. I know you can do it. No! Okay. We're going to lose now. So let's go find... Oh, wait. Do I want to find a friend? I think I actually have to retreat. So we're going to retreat into the Pecharunt. Go Forest of Vitality. Air Balloon. And then end turn. Wow, that could have... We could have done it. I wanted to do it so badly. All right, so there are bosses and an energy away from winning. You know, they might go for the Nimble. I don't think they're going to go for the Nimble. And if they just knock out the Pecharunt or something, oh, I should have retreated into the Nimble. So I think actually retreating into the Nimble would have been the correct call, because then they steady fire breathing for the knockout. I get Pheasantipity, but that relies on Ino not being a lie, and we all know Ino is a lie. You know, their strategy was essentially just hope that I don't get it like that. And, you know, they realized I'm facing a guy who PDCGL hates. You know, could have had the Dunsparce for game. Could have had many things for game. Didn't get anything for game. He's embarrassing himself in front of Azul's viewers. And, okay, so that's not... I mean, they could have a counter... Mega Lopunny. Mega Lopunny is bad because... Oh, they got the Jet Energy. Oh, no. I do not have the streamer client installed, clearly. Okay. Actually, we still have a chance. No, because they'll just go get the Mega Zard. How did this not work? How did this fail so miserably? How could we end up here? And then we get all of our counter catchers. All right. We lost the game. I'm sorry. I knew going off to such a good start was going to come back to bite us. And it very clearly did. Yeah, and then we can go to Dunsparce. We were so close. And wow, we just got nothing. We got absolutely hosed here. All right, so we'll put the Lokix down. And then Nimble, Dunsparce, not another Nimble. We were one card away from winning the entire game. We had several ways to win. You know, we had way too many ways to win the game. They're just a Mega Charizard away from winning, or a Energy. Damn you, PDCGL. That one we should have won. I know I did it for the funnies, you know, Azul rated, so I thought, hey, let's go the funny route. If I played it a little safer and not taken the knockout so early, we probably had a better chance of winning, because an Ino to 1 was very bad. But I mean, we should have won that game. We were a Dunsparce EX away from winning. We were a Forest of Giant Plants away from winning that game if we just got Nimble and Lokix and Ignition. So I choose to believe in an alternate universe, we won that game. Okay, so who is online to raid? Let me just quickly check the category. Who is online? And Impact Gaming, I don't know who that is. We will raid Moon Kitty. We're going to raid Moon Kitty. So I will see you all on Thursday. I'm not 100% sure. It might be the secret deck that no one knows about that is bad. But it might be the secret deck. It might be something crazy I've been working on. I hope you're enjoying all those balloons. Did you know the balloons has the word ball in it? And we're going to get to the 1200s. I can guarantee you on Thursday, we're going to be in the 1200s, level 329. Oh God, this game is so much fun. All right, so I'll see you all on Thursday.